not just a case. You're not just a client. You're a person, and you deserve support. You deserve simplicity. You deserve communication. When you hire an attorney, you deserve clear, risk-free advice that guides you to the best possible outcome in your injury case. And that's exactly what the advocates have been providing for over 30 years. After your accident, you deserve closure. You deserve compassion. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show, live on Tuesday, February 17th, 2026 already. We are past Valentine's Day. Gotta love it. That means we're in Girl Scout season, cookies, Girl Scouts who make cookies and you're fat season already. Did you guys see how many Girl Scout cookies get sold every year in this country? We got to talk about that today. Presented as always by the advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. 24/7, 365. When you need it, where you need it, how you need it. That's the thing about the advocates. The advocates understand that your situation is singular to you. It's unique. Maybe you've been in a car accident and you can't talk on the phone. The advocates will come to your hospital room, right? Maybe all you can do is a video call. Maybe you just want to chat with somebody anonymously and say, hey, do I have a case? Do I need an attorney? All of that is available to you, and you never reach into your pocket. That's the best part about the advocates is you don't pay unless and until the advocates win your case. So no consultation fees, no retainers, just clear, risk-free advice when you need it most at theadvocates.com. Jake, your favorite Girl Scout cookie is?
It's the red box peanut butter cookie. It's not even close. That's the best one by far. I don't want to hear any of this nonsense about Samoas or coconut flavored cookies. It's definitely the red box one.
Okay, I freely admit that I am a red-blooded American. I am not from Russia, so please don't call me a communist. Girl Scout cookies are highly overrated.
It's going to be that kind of show, dude. How is this the tone you're setting? How is this the tone you're setting on the show that Girl Scout cookies are overrated, bro?
Oh, I don't even think there's a doubt that, one, I just think they're so stupidly expensive.
Because it's garbage.
I think they are so stupidly expensive. And I think that the biggest thing that I have is, and I'm not even sure how you would describe this, but I feel like it's a racket. Is it entrepreneurial for these young gals to be out there with their moms in front of Harmon's, whatever your favorite grocery store is, selling Girl Scout cookies? Sure, I guess it instills work ethic and it pays for programs, but you know what? I wish more of the benefit went to the kid, but it doesn't. And not to mention, they're not exactly good for you. Right. And let's stop with the shenanigans. Thin Mints are the best Girl Scout cookie. It's not close.
Dude, nobody cares if they're good for you. Nobody cares if they're good for you. That's not the discussion we're having. The discussion we're having is, do Girl Scout cookies stack up to other desserts? And are we only buying them because it's a limited time offering? And I would also say that you can't leave out the e-commerce piece where you can buy them online. So it's not just a storefront. Although I will say in Salt Lake, they're in front of like every Harmon's on every block.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think. Yeah, it's just one of those things that everybody does, right? I mean, who doesn't like Girl Scout cookies? Me. I'm a bad person. I freely admit if hell is real and the good news is it's not, I'm going to hell because I am not fired up over Girl Scouts.
God's name, image, and likeness.
I'm not.
Okay.
I truly am not.
Well, all right.
So,
I mean, comment section, are you in on the Girl Scout cookie train or not?
I mean, I'm going to guess everybody's going to say they are.
Stay home.
Who doesn't like Girl Scout cookies? Well,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't hate Girl Scout cookies. Listen, I will again say Thin Mints are amazing. Put them in the freezer. Boom. Sex. The shortbread cookie. Boom. Amazing. Right? Like I think the peanut butter, the chocolate covered peanut butter ones overrated. The little peanut butter sandwich ones overrated. The Samoas are good, dude, but they got to be warm. They cannot be cold. No, it's not. I just think the chocolate covered peanut butter Girl Scout cookie it's just so oily. And I've lost, this also feels communist type. I've lost the love of confection peanut butter. Like I just don't love it. Is that?
I don't really get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Yeah, I mean it's, I don't know. I'm a peanut butter guy, so I'm all about the peanut butter, but if you're not about it, I get it.
Yeah, boy. Listen. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm fine with it. It is what it is, and I'm just telling you now, as I will continue to tell you, you're better off without it.
Yeah,
you're better off without it, man. And I, as a prolific fat guy, I get what I get. Yeah. See, look, Giggity, who's been a member for 37 months.
On both counts.
No, I'm not doing it, dude. I'm Giggity. You're not getting the sound with this type of material supporting Monty's nonsense.
They're overrated.
Dude.
They're overrated.
It's not a scam, dude. A scam would be you pay and you don't get the cookie. But unfortunately, we're all fat asses and we do pay and we do get the cookies.
Thin Mints
it's not
are the best.
Scam.
Thin Mints are the best. It is. We'll get back into it later. We'll fight over this later. Rock and Rant. Just think about how many Thin Mint cookies Sacramento State could have bought with all the travel money they're going to give to the MAC. Yeah. Well, let me just ask this: Did the Pac-12 miss an opportunity to add Sacramento State? And I understand this is hundreds of millions of dollars for Sacramento State. It's a ton of money. But are you telling me that one of the top television markets in the country, Sacramento, available, sitting there, you're telling me that the Pac-12 shouldn't have added Sacramento State? I think this was a huge swing and miss out of the Pac-12.
Yeah, I mean, I would even double down on your point. I mean, not only is it a top 20 market, but it's in your territory, if you will. It's in your footprint. Like, it's not like Sacramento is in Texas or something. It's in California, dude. Like, it's right in your wheelhouse, and it couldn't have been a more obvious fit for a conference or a wannabe conference that's trying to get itself together. And this is what I don't quite understand. And I don't know if they just didn't value Sac State, or if they were once again screwing up the negotiation by, not offering enough money or wanting too much somewhere else. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me that we're talking about Sac State going to the MAC and everyone's spin on it as well. It's easier to get to the Pac-12 or Mountain West from the MAC than it is from FCS. And my whole point is, okay, well, yeah, that might be true that mechanically it's easier, but that doesn't mean now that you're just going to auto add them out of the MAC after, one season. And I don't understand this. How are we watching what North Dakota State just did? And we're like, oh yeah, this isn't a missed opportunity. This isn't a problem. Like, the Pac-12 is fine. Yeah, I have trouble with that, dude. I have a lot of trouble with that.
Yeah, this is a huge miss by the Pac-12. And the money that Sac State is paying just to join the MAC, the stipends, it's hundreds of millions of dollars at this point that they've invested in getting to FBS. That does not happen in the Pac-12 is a huge financial miss. Just the cash influx to pay your attorney retainer fees in the Pac-12 would have been worth the squeeze to add Sac State. It is shocking that Sacramento State is joining the MAC. I think, does it suck for Sac State? Yes. Was it a no-brainer? Yeah, it is a no-brainer. As much as it sucks, as uncomfortable as the distance is, as untenable as the costs are, what choice did you have? You've gone all in and getting to FBS. The Pac-12, and you listen, furthermore, you listen to Sacramento State and you listen to their guys talk about how, I mean, you can't even believe, you cannot even believe that this is real, because it certainly sounds like to me, and I could be wrong, but it certainly sounds like to me that when you look at the way that this was handled, and you start to understand that, like, you listen to Luke Wood, who is the president at Sac State. I mean, it sounds an awful lot like the Pac-12 didn't want them. It sounds like they tried to get to the Pac-12, right? It sounds like, from what Luke Wood says, it sounds like to me that they said, yeah, we're willing. Let's do this, Pac-12. And the Pac-12 said, no, we don't want you.
I'll just add to that. The MAC wanted us. When I've had the chance to sit around the table with the presidents, and when Mark and I've had the chance to engage with the commissioner, our market, our media market, having the top 20 market in the country with no FBS program was what the big appeal was for them.
They wanted us. How does that make sense? What sense does that make? I mean, that's what's so crazy to me. And then you have the president of Sac State, or the athletic director, Mark Orr, going all in on how, hey, we're underdogs, and we realize we're underdogs.
I don't know what's the term, Sacramento versus everybody. Sacramento State, we've kind of been the underdog, and I've kind of liked it. Our city and our community's always been that way. Again, I go back to my roots here, and people around the country have doubted Sacramento for decades on what we can do as a community, what we can do as a university. And I look at just examples in our community. The Golden One Center being there is just awesome. I remember the old Arco, and nobody thought we can keep the Kings from Seattle and build Golden One. And guess what? It happened. And our MLS and getting a stadium done in the rail yards with what Wilton Rancheria and Sky River's done and what the Republic has done, nobody thought can get done. And guess what? It happened. And now here we are. There was doubts whether Sacramento State can elevate to an FBS program. And guess what? Sacramento comes through again.
Like, help me understand it.
Yeah, they seem very motivated. They seem very, very like, hey, here we are. We did it. They didn't want us. They did want us. Like, they're very much. When I first heard these clips out of these two, I very much felt like this is posturing. This is them saying it without saying it. Hey, the MAC wanted us. Sacramento's coming through again. And I don't know, man. It just seems so straightforward to me. Hey, the Mountain West added North Dakota State. Why don't we make a move on Sac State? It's an opportunity. They're a football brand. Like, I get it. They're smaller, but you're a smaller conference. Like, it makes sense. So I don't know what the Pac-12 thought they were doing here, or like, if I'm guessing, and again, just purely speculating, just my opinion, based on what we've seen this conference do in the past, I would guess that this falls under, hey, we didn't think Sac State was a big enough brand to fit in our new conference material. That's what I would guess, because there's no other reason not to add them. There would be no other reason not to bring them into this conference. It's an easy travel partner. It's money, like you said, to cover legal fees. Like, I'm literally last night sitting on the couch trying to get the Peacock app to work so I can watch the Olympics, trying to figure out the hows and whys as to why you didn't do this. The reason, the major like nail in the coffin as to why you wouldn't do this.
Because what do you think that airfare is going to cost them? Probably $5 million, between
Probably.
$3 to $5 million.
Yeah.
Because Sacramento State is covering the airfare for MAC teams to fly to California. So it's $3 to $5 million. You're paying what? $18 million to get $18 million to join the league, $5 million to go to FBS. That $5 million goes to the NCAA. That's 23. And then let's just be on the low side. Let's call it $3 million. You're at $26 million. And then you look at all of the infrastructure upgrades they've done, stadiums, people, like, dude, they're hundreds of millions of dollars into this when it comes to legal fees and hiring. And it is wild to me that the Pac-12 passed on this. And I think even if just for the TV market, that's a top 10 TV market in the entire country in Sacramento. And you said no. You have an NBA arena there. You have you have a community that's behind them. You have money and I mean real money in Sacramento. It's the state capital. Like, it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
Which is why the Pac-12 didn't do it. And I'm amazed by it. I am absolutely amazed by it. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah. And it makes me wonder, I mean, is it a money issue? I don't know what else it would be. Like, I don't know. Like, this is as obvious as it gets. This isn't like hard to understand. This isn't like, oh, I gotta understand the difference between streaming and linear and this and that and the other and rights. And it's as straightforward as it gets, which is why I come back to the point, and maybe I'm just a hater. I don't know, but this just feels like, hey, dude, they're too small to join our conference. They're not a good enough fit to join our conference. Like that's what this looks like to me. And maybe I'm wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong on this one.
Yeah.
It comes out that I am, but I just don't know why else. Like, why allow them to go to the MAC only to add them in 2 seasons? What good does that do you? Because that's what I saw. That was the spin on this. Oh, well, they got to go to the MAC first because they got to prove their worth, and they got to do X, Y, and Z first, and that's why we didn't want them. That's the Twitter tough guy spin as to why this didn't get done. And all I'm saying is, once again, we're in a spot where the Pac-12 has said nothing. Another opportunity has passed you by. You're not making money you should be making. And all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe that this conference is somehow moving in the right direction, or somehow this conference is healthy and in a good spot. And I don't know how.
All this is because the Sacramento State was going to be FBS. I don't care if they had to fly to France to be FBS.
They were dying on that hill, bro.
They were going to join an FBS conference.
Direct.
And I think they could not get in the Pac-12. I'm a little surprised the Mountain West didn't at least try, or maybe they did. I don't know. But the idea that the Pac-12 said no to this, and any of the foolery saying that Sacramento State's going to join the Pac-12 in 2 years, why would they do that in 2 years? So they're going to arrive. They're finally going to be at that point moving towards making money because they won't be in an equity position. And then you think they're going to pay you money to join your conference. Why would they do that again? That makes the business of it does not math. That makes no sense whatsoever. This is another opportunity to point out that it's business as usual in the Pac-12.
Yes.
And you make the wrong decision all the time. You elongate suits. You spend too much money on lawyers. You have poor leadership at the top of this conference. You have poor leadership in the presidents and the athletic directors. And again, when you have to try and destroy somebody else to survive, when your whole play was, well, the Pac-12 brand is going to die if we don't go and decimate the Mountain West. And in my opinion, your entire goal there was to make sure that the Mountain West went out of business, and you failed miserably because they are running circles around you. In my opinion, this is just another huge loss for the Pac-12. It's another bad business decision for the Pac-12. It's another lost media market for the Pac-12. There's nothing good here for the Pac-12. Nothing.
And think about, too, to that point, how much positive PR could you have gotten from this move? I mean, you could have done a whole thing about, like, hey, we're doubling down on our footprint. Like we're investing in Sacramento. Sacramento is a massive market in our backyard. Like we're all up and down the West Coast, man.
It's
We've got brands
money.
everywhere.
They left money on the table. You could have had essentially the entirety of California in your conference.
Yeah.
Right. You when you think about San Diego State, Fresno State, and Sacramento State, those are good universities to have in your fold at a G5 level. There's the thing that people don't understand, and it's why everybody laughed at me when I said, "Oh, UC Davis," and I am telling you now, there is so much money in the Sacramento environment, and you look at that entire region. It's not just Sacramento. Do you know how close Sacramento is to the Bay Area? Do you know how many rich, affluent people play golf in Granite Bay? Do you know how much money you walked away from? Did you not look at the geopolitical climate in Sacramento? Do you not understand how many corporate dollars are in Sacramento?
No.
Do you not understand the built-in ability to have major basketball events at the Golden One Center? Do you like the things that you just said no to without even thinking about them is what's unfathomable about this decision for the Pac-12. And on top of that, North Dakota State is in the Mountain West. I don't know how you look at this as a Pac-12 supporter and feel good about where this conference is going, because you continue to miss equity opportunities. You missed on UNLV. Huge swing and a miss. Huge swing and a miss. It didn't happen. You got nobody from the American. You didn't get Memphis. Huge swing and a miss. And now you don't get Sacramento State. And now you don't get North Dakota State. Big FCS programs that you can just see the scalability in with North Dakota State and Sac State. You didn't get either one of them. And you're desperate for credibility. You're desperate for it. And yet you swing and miss on both. I
don't live in a what if scenario.
I don't understand it. I do not understand it. I want to. I don't understand it. And I guess I just will never understand it.
And by the way, I'm not sure what another expansion opportunity would be after these guys. I mean, after Sac State, I'm not really sure what you're looking at for either of these conferences. That's why the North Dakota State thing was so important.
And South Dakota State, joined Conference USA, I think, right?
I believe that's correct. Yeah, I think that came out over the weekend as well.
Right?
Yeah.
There's only so many opportunities to add teams. There's only so many opportunities to add teams. And I don't think, this is why I continue to say, I don't think that you can do anything but merge with the Mountain West. It has to happen.
Yeah,
it absolutely has to happen. And if it doesn't happen, you are going to suffer long-term ramifications for it.
Yeah. My opinion long-term is one way or the other, these schools leaving the Mountain West will wind back up in the Mountain West on some form or fashion, whether that's a merger, whether they, take it on the chin and just head back and pay the fines and whatever, or whatever they would need to do to get back. But one way or the other, it's going to happen. And the reason I say that is because I just think the decision-making in the Pac-12, has been consistently poor for a really long time. We all know that. And it's not changing. And the only way, to me, that the Pac-12 can correct course and have any type of chance is to change leadership. That's the only way, because philosophically speaking, I just don't think that this conference has the goods in the commissioner's office. And I don't think that the schools themselves are even happy with their decision. My opinion is just my opinion. I think that there's a lot of regret going on. I think that there's a lot of, we haven't really gained ground by getting out of this conference. We had a really solid footing in the Mountain West. Boise State was the premier brand in that conference, and they've now given that up to go to a conference that has an uncertain future and not really a great TV deal or media rights deal, and certainly not superior to what you had in the Mountain West. So all that means is, okay, we're gonna, we're gonna survive, I guess, and do what we need to do, but you're not thriving, in which case you're looking for solutions again. So I'm just telling you, my opinion is it's 2026 right now. I mean, I would not be surprised by 2030, 2031, if you saw all this back together and we look back on this and we say, yeah, you should have merged originally. Everybody knew that. And you guys wasted 4 years of student athlete talent doing this.
Yeah. And I just go back to everything that we continue to hear out of Sacramento State. The football stadium that they announced, that Luke Woods talked about, what was that, 2 years ago now almost? I mean, and I don't know if Oak State, I am a turncoat TCU fan, is here yet. I'm sure he will soil himself when he starts seeing what the plans are for the new football stadium at Sac State. And yeah, boy. I mean, it is going to be very interesting to see what happens and how all this plays out. But there's no question this is an unequivocal loss for the Pac-12. I don't even know how you spin it. I truly don't. And the other question I have is, what is it going to take for you to realize Teresa Gould's not your Huckleberry? What is it going to take for you to understand that you cannot continue to be led by the past into the future? What's it going to take? How many mistakes? How many bad media rights deals? How many transformative partnerships? How many awkward vest outfits on front office sports? Like how many? Like, at what point do you recognize that Teresa Gould is running this conference into the ground? Oh, wait, she took over a conference that was already 10 feet underground and has just continued to bore south. Like, at what point do you understand?
Commissioners in a row? Like, how many commissioners in a row are you going to have that are just terrible? Like, doing the job. I mean, it's just incredible, dude. I mean, Larry, George, now Teresa. Like, how many, dude? I like, how do you? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe, and this is why I say maybe this is the same as it ever was. It's not the commissioner; it's the presidents. Presidents don't know what they need in a commissioner. Presidents don't know how to push this thing forward, which is why you inevitably have awful leadership and you can't go anywhere and you do nothing, and you, quite frankly, have continued to regress. Because I would say that it would have been better to. It would have been better to leave the conference where it was after it burned down and just sort of sunset that thing versus now trying to resurrect it and run it into the ground again.
You should have merged with the Mountain West and called it the Pac-12 and allowed the commissioner who is actually doing things. You should have gotten under the umbrella of Gloria Nevarez, because Gloria continues to operate.
Expansion was already the hot topic. It had been out in the ether and the news. And so ever since 2023, we have been actively thinking about looking at membership. Of course, when 5 of the schools left for the Pac-12, we went into kind of extra mode, and then we've settled back down. And, North Dakota State has always been on our radar. I've always appreciated and had a high level of respect for what they've done. I think they fit with us both geographically and mission value culturally. They look a lot like the schools in the Mountain West, and they make our football better.
End of story. They make our football better.
Yeah. And I think the most important point of what she's saying is we've been looking at expansion since 23. We've been waiting for those opportunities. We've been in alignment on, where we're going as a conference. Because that's the thing that I feel like the surface level college football fan doesn't quite understand, is that expansion is not like, oh yeah, blip on the radar, let's review it and then add. No. It's a mindset. It's a mentality of like, hey, here's where we are. This is a group of schools and member institutions that we have in our conference. who would we want to add if they became available? Like, I'm a firm believer that every single conference, the SEC, the Big Ten, the American, the Pac-12, whatever, every single conference should have a whiteboard or a document somewhere that's got a pool of schools that they would go after hard if they became available.
Correct.
And for the Mountain West, that was North Dakota State. You know, for the Pac-12, it should have been Sac State, but it clearly was not. And the other indictment with the Sac State thing is Sac State's been available for how long?
Yeah.
Sac State's been trying for a long time.
Sac State has been trumpeting that they're available.
Yeah, like this isn't new.
The other thing that I'll continue to say, and I know that I get laughed at every time I say that. I did a radio interview in Las Vegas last week, and I said this, and people thought I was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the different positions that Teresa Gould and Gloria Nevarez find themselves in. Gloria Nevarez has had to been completely reactive since the announcement of these 5 exiting members. You look at Teresa Gould, she's had an opportunity to be proactive. Has she been proactive at all? No. She has been, in my opinion, dreadfully inactive. And you look at Gloria Nevarez, what did I tell you on this show? When she found out, Gloria Nevarez, that her 5 members were leaving, did she panic? Did she crawl up under her office desk in the fetal position and hide? No, she got on the phone. She used her the need for her to get into action to become proactive. And pick the expansion whenever you want. UTEP, NIU, North Dakota State, like you pick whatever you want to pick. And you look at those decisions. Every one of them have a solid foundation. Those decisions were discussed and talked about with her constituents. They played a large role in forming the plan, and she executed that plan lockstep. And then you look at Teresa Gould, who's been in a position of being able to move without anybody knowing what she was going to do. And she consistently, in my opinion, has made the wrong choice, refusing to merge. When Gloria Nevarez broached that topic with Teresa Gould multiple times, and again, I want to make this clear because people seem to misunderstand this. Gloria Nevarez, when there's merger talk, Gloria Nevarez goes to Teresa Gould, who goes to her membership. And whatever that discussion is, it always comes back no. And it's just been a mistake multiple times, right? In my opinion, going into this agreement, the scheduling agreement with the Pac-12 and the Mountain West, the Pac-12 knew exactly what they were going to do. They knew exactly what they were going to do. And you look at the words of morons like, and I don't want to make it personal like that. You look at the poor business tactics amongst the membership of the Pac-12, and you look at their reaction to GCU basketball joining the Mountain West.
Yeah, where'd that suit go?
Lawsuits, lawyers, poaching fees, refusal to pay the exit fees. Like, this is just bad business. This is bad. Do you understand how much more money you've spent on top of those exit fees and lawyer fees that you would have never had to put out? If you'd have just paid the exit fees and the poaching fees, you would have saved money at this point. Between arbitration and now multiple layers of lawyering fees, and do you understand how much money bad decisions has cost the Pac-12? If you'd have just paid the poaching fees and the exit fees, you'd be ahead right now. But you're not. You're not. And you're so far behind. It's just remarkable that somebody in a position forced to be reactive is beating your ass on a daily basis.
Do you view this as a failure?
The Mountain West is crushing the Pac-12.
Yeah.
This Sac State decision to not add Sacramento State is unconscionable. It is so derelict in your duties. It's inexplicable. Oh, they have to prove it. No, they don't. You have to prove it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Pac-12 has to prove it's a viable conference, which I don't think they've proven they are.
Yeah, and the only reason I haven't run out the question about, well, maybe Sac State didn't want to join the Pac-12 is because Sac State's thirsty as hell. Sac State was looking for their fastest, best way to FBS.
And it's the financially sound decision, which Sacramento State has a track record of making.
Yeah.
And now you put them in a corner. They had no choice but to join the MAC. And so they did. And so they did. And
let's remind everyone too, this isn't the first time you've put someone in a corner, right? Let's wind the clocks back 800 years to that meeting you had about streaming and the media rights deal and how you didn't want the Apple deal and you wanted ESPN and $500 million. And you basically put your membership in a place where they had to choose a bad TV deal or burning their conference down and going to another conference where they're definitely not at home. Like, do you think that like I sit in Eugene, do you think that Oregon wanted to leave the Pac-12? Do you think Oregon was like, oh man, dude, I'm just jumping up and down to fly to Rutgers? Like, do you think that that's what they wanted, dude? Do you think that Washington was like, dude, I am so excited to fly to the East Coast and fly to the Midwest? And like, no, dude. None of these schools wanted that. But what choice did you give them? I mean, Sac State. I mean, any of your current members who you're currently piping with an average-ass media rights deal that isn't living up to anything close to what you promised them. I mean, this is the standard Pac-12 playbook, dude. This is what you've been doing for I would contend, the last 20 years under 3 different commissioners.
Yep.
Like, it's not new. It's not exciting. It's not sexy or attractive. It is the same old dregs of society running a conference into the ground, which, again, I want to remind everyone should be the best conference in college athletics. The Pac-12 has real estate that the Big Ten will never understand. The Pac-12 has real estate that the ACC and the SEC and the Big 12 will never understand. Like, you have locations and geographies and markets that are just superior. Like, again, Sacramento is a top 20 TV market in our country. The numbers say that, not my opinion, right? LA, San Diego, like, you have all these great places. You could have had Vegas. You had the PNW. But no, that wasn't good enough for you. You had to burn the conference down because you wanted $500 million in a TV deal when nobody else in the market was asking for that, and you certainly were not at the top of the food chain for media rights deals.
Yeah. All right, let's get your comments. Kim Chip Pancake. Okay. Girl Scout cookies are not a consumer product. This is a charity donation.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Bro, did I ask for listen, brother. I've never seen you in the hat before, but we don't need the IRS advice, okay? This is a cookie that I want to eat because it's good. Okay, that's it. I don't care. Like, even if I have one at a time for an entire month, I just want to have one cookie. It might as well be a consumer product. Like, it's at the store. That's why people buy it. It's that simple.
Yeah, listen, we were talking about this. If you're missing why this is a comment, it's because we talked about the fact that Girl Scout cookies are back, and there's a girl in some state somewhere that broke the record again this year for most sales, and she's 6 years old, and it's Girl Scout mom getting her tail feather up and taking this as life and death.
Hey, Nancy, can you walk us through your historic performance this Girl Scout cookie season? Yeah, you know what? I first want to give all the credit to Jesus. And, I really want to thank my family and my media marketing team that I paid to market my young daughter. She's done a phenomenal job and is such an entrepreneur.
And thank you for Meta ads. And thank you for,
YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. And, man, Grok is just incredible. Like, thanks, everybody. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Maury Alvarez, who's a math teacher. Hello. Maury, good to see you. Good morning, Monty and Jakey Two Shakes. Everyone hit the like button. Yes, please. Matt Ritson. Hello. Tang fired by K-State. BYU loses a player to injury, and it's only Monday. No, it's not Monday.
Yeah, it's not Monday.
It's Tuesday.
Brother. Yeah.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Yeah, the Jerome Tang thing is crazy. We'll get to that. coming up as well. Bailey Dietrich, hello. Was Bailey Dietrich the one that tagged us?
Bailey, I need to talk to you, bro. Just quick question, brother. Do you listen to the show every day or not? Because you tweeted at me and Monty over the weekend about North Dakota State like it was breaking news and like oh my God. Like, bro, we spent 2 hours on North Dakota State. Like, we spent a long ass time on North Dakota State.
Probably too long.
Like, I just don't understand. Like,
we get it.
It's right there.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you tweeting at us. Hello, Jay Steely. Thank you. Thank you as always. Good to see you, my friend. Hit the like button. Yes, please do that. I've already had my don't make me thin mints. Well, dude, they don't make you thin, but they're so good. They're so good.
Don't make me thin mints. Nice.
See, living in Seattle, I don't understand what the industry here is that made cookies such a big deal here. But I live fairly close to Pike Marketplace. And the best cookies in the world are on Pike Marketplace. And you can get them in peanut butter, chocolate chip, snickerdoodle. Like, in general, I'm usually a peanut butter cookie guy, but you can't go wrong. So when you hand me, like a bunch of crappy ingredients in a Girl Scout cookie and tell me it's a good cookie, I'm going to laugh in your face.
Dude, that's not the point. Nobody said, see, this is the problem. We try to slap unrealistic expectations on these cookies. Girl Scout cookies are the fast food of the cookie world. We're all on the same page with that, right? Nobody's saying they're the best cookie in the industry. I'm certainly not. But what I am saying is there's a convenience factor, right? Comes in a nice little package. It looks nice. I'm lying to myself saying that I'm supporting a little girl who, is trying to support herself. Like, it's what we do in this country, right? It's all a facade and we're happy to fund it. Okay, great. Awesome.
Lies.
Awesome,
Lies.
dude. Great. Let me go and get my 10 pack and let's move along, dude. Like, come on.
Did the Big 12 have two best games so far this season? Texas Tech beating Arizona was amazing. Yeah, two very good games.
Houston, Iowa State, in my opinion, was one of the best college basketball games we've had this year. I do think that it's right up there as far as best games this year.
Jay Chapman, good to see you. Let's see. Anyone else see Numbskull's Utah rant last night? I don't know who
Numbskull is.
Who are you referring to?
Clarify, bro.
The Mighty Mac keeps on going. Yes, it does. That Ball State Sac State matchup is going to be nuts.
Yeah, it is
because it's balls and sack.
Yeah, it's Ball Sac State, Monty. Okay, great. Our childish behavior is out of the way for the day.
Kite Sunday. I wonder if Fresno State had a say in stiff arming Sac State. Maybe. Very much maybe could have been. Steely reposted the stream on X. Appreciate that as always, Steely. You watch in 2 years, Oregon State and Washington State with Nebraska and Boise. Not going to happen. To the Big 12. It is, I am telling you now. And we have this Michigan story and we need to talk about it here coming up in 14 minutes, and we will. Nebraska's desire to leave the Big 10 does not include the Big 12. And Nebraska certainly is an awkward fit. But if I could see if Nebraska had an opportunity to go to the SEC, the money's very similar. Going from the Big 10 to the Big 12 makes zero sense financially. It may not be. When stars align, this may be a horrible take.
Okay, well, strap in, guys. Here we go.
But I think it's exploitive. Mostly just a bunch of adults guilting others into buying something for girls who doesn't even do any of the work to earn the sale. Well, they do carry the boxes up to the front of the grocery store. And they set up the table.
So you're telling me you've never had a Girl Scout cookie in your life? That you just...
No, he didn't say that.
Well, but he's sitting here saying it's exploitive.
It is exploitive. Yes, it is. And I don't disagree with that. I think selling Girl Scout cookies is a for-profit business that people try to make out as, like somebody said earlier, a charity donation. It's not a charity donation. You are paying a for-profit business. Oh, but mine 401(c). Who cares? Who cares?
It's a perfectly calibrated recipe for maximum personal achievement.
Why do you think Boy Scouts want to learn to tie knots? To become better humans? Nah, fuck that. They're not trying to be better humans by now. Right? Like this has always been, and I remember the message as a young Cub Scout because then I lost interest. Learn to start a fire and it'll burn for the rest of your life. Shut up.
Learn to start a fire and it'll burn the rest of your life. Okay. Yeah, burning like all that education I didn't get in school. Burning like all that time I wasted being a Boy Scout. Thanks, dude.
They love to say shit like, oh, Monty. Hey, little Monty. Let me tell you something. You start this fire now. It'll burn for the rest of your life.
Program.
That means nothing to a 4-year-old.
What ass message, dude. Like, what?
But yet, here I am. 49 years later, remembering that my Cub Scout pack leader was like, hey, Monty. I'm like,
Timmy.
Hey, Timmy, get some chips and salsa.
Like, come on, dude. Come on.
Come on, man. Those traveling, those fees for traveling are huge. They be better collecting. They better be on that frequent flyer program. You know, James Lugan's Land. Isn't that the example the Pac-12 wants wanting transformational partnerships? So it transformed you.
Bro, I've never heard of you, but I appreciate your energy on this, dude. Thank you.
I would agree that is some transformational partnership type stuff.
Dude, I am so glad that I'm on the right side of that clip, dude. I said it from day one. You said it from day one. Hey, man, bro, you're rolling out here asking for a donation in the Pac-12 and trying to gift wrap it. And, oh, man, we need the best of the best.
Transformational.
Yeah, okay, dude.
Look at this vest I'm wearing.
You know, the one thing I keep saying to potential partners is, given where we are as a league, I don't want these partnerships to be transactional partnerships. I don't want this to be a media rights partner writing us a check and televising a bunch of games. We need these partnerships to be transformational at this point, and for somebody to really jump in with us and say, we want to help elevate and reimagine the new Pac-12.
Okay. I can't leave it alone anymore. What I agree. I missed the boat on the outfit. I did completely. The vest with the shirt.
So did I.
Like, I didn't notice, and maybe it's because it blends in so well. It's not a puffer vest. It's just a regular vest, which is no shame in that. But the leaves on the shirt really pop off, and I think that's why I had missed the vest, is because I was focused on the leaves. And as usual in life, when you're focused on the wrong things, you miss the best things, So just make sure that you guys are focused on the right things in life.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I post golf content and people always talk about the vest I'm wearing. I'm fine with it.
Monty, that Nike sweatshirt's terrible.
I had on a new 30,000 feet vest I was wearing this weekend playing golf, and sure as nothing, the DMs in the old TikTok shop were like, bro, where'd you get that vest?
Bro, that vest is transformational, brother.
Yeah. David, I agree with you. I think the Pac-12 always needs a new commissioner. It almost doesn't matter who you hire.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Chaplain James White.
Whose life purpose is to rid the church.
Is interacting with pedophile priests.
Yes.
I can't remember what is but I believe it's interacting with
Tampering.
the priests and stuff. Does the business math teacher Maury exactly? James White, who's never mind. Pac-12 thinks 2 + 2 = potato. Okay,
James,
they teach you that at
business.
Buc-ee's.
I just want to, while you're here, before you have to start your day, and
before you start charting, when's the last time you were at a Buc-ee's and what did you buy?
And when are you gonna admit and be accountable to the fact that you blacklisted K-State last week, and then all of a sudden Jerome Tang is run out of the building? I mean, when are we talking about the fact that K-State basketball is your latest victim, dude? Like we need to have that conversation today.
Jerome Tang. Oh, Like that's not good. And Beaker being the yes man. Yeah, you just have some dude, you're forearm strengthening the buddy interviewing Teresa Gould. You absolutely are. Yes, Jake, and I'll shut up about it. Okay.
Bro, Bailey, I just thought it was hilarious that we did a whole show on it. And then Sunday you tweeted it like, oh, Monty, look, Monty, North Dakota State joined the Mountain West. And then did you see that ball Sac State joined the MAC? Did you see that? Like, bro, we talked about it. Like, and so what did I do? I responded to you with the show. Like, I don't know what you want from me, dude.
I showed up just in time to hear about all the pyros. Stupid Cub Scouts. How many people here are in the Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts? Like, do you have kids in? Were you in? Lopes Fan Gabe, bro, our favorite Girl Scout to buy from is a hustler, not parent driven. Talk to an elite Girl Scout about the prizes they get from cookie sales. It's wild. Yeah, I was actually reading articles. I went down the rabbit hole of shitty cookies to eat. And the Girl Scout prize stuff that they make is pretty incredible. Like, you look at I had a chart on this and I'll find it again.
Shot.
It's a flow chart.
Yeah.
Like they get like 3D printers, Beats by Dre headphones.
Are people Myron?
Like they get all kinds of stuff. And they make a little flow chart about 36% of cost of cookies and collateral materials, 20% troop, proceeds, 1% debt collection and unpaid balance. Like,
just take it nice and easy, okay? Just relax.
Nobody cares.
Bro, why do we have a line item on the flow chart about debt collection when it comes to Girl Scout cookies, bro? Like, come on.
I don't even think they get great prizes at the end of the day. Right? It's a super troop reward. Troops with PGA 355 will receive a super patch.
Okay, so now we're talking golf. Is that what you're telling me?
Right. A creative avatar. Send 20 plus emails. Use the share my site in M2.
Guys, check out my email template.
Plus $15 of council cash.
So you're telling me that these troops are so good at this, they've got email campaigns going out now?
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen one. Never seen one, dude.
A guy I worked with at Yelp, his daughter is a power cookie seller. He lives in Arizona. I live in Utah. I buy cookies from Arizona. And because I was fat, I buy cookies from Harmon's and every place I go. My wife used to just lose her shit every time I would come home with and when I say a box of Girl Scout cookies,
more red, white, and blue than that.
Several boxes of Girl Scout cookies in a larger box. It would just piss her off.
The whole trunk is full of Girl Scout cookies.
And we wonder why I'm fat.
Incredible.
The Boys and Girl Scouts just want that badge drip.
Yeah, seriously, is that the goal? Because they do vests as well, right? I mean, if you look at the uniforms, they have vests, and they got a drip. It's
their
like
little the stash thing.
It's like the Buckeyes putting the asterisk stickers on their helmets. Like that's what they're
that's a literal Buckeye that they're putting.
Anyway,
God.
so that's
you
what
were
they're
having
trying to
such
do.
a good show. Anyway, it's fine. The little asterisk.
Yeah, the little asterisk stickers.
Oh my God. Selling the cookies, little Bella made enough to retire and move to the Maldives by the age of 21.
I can't believe you rolled out the term power cookie seller.
Bro. I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. I just think it's brutal that these girls get nothing.
Bro, they got beat by Dre. Come on.
Like I think the best one I saw was you can get a season's pass to Cedar Point, which is an amusement park in Ahia. And it's that's one of the better prizes you get for selling cookies.
Really?
Pac-12 could use a good vest. Yeah, to be honest, they could. Power cookie seller. Oh my. Exactly.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I would be this deep in cookie sales, dude. I mean, honestly.
Look at Chad Carter. My oldest daughter's last year, she sold 400 boxes, came in. She sold 400 boxes and came in third.
What was number one? Did you have to pass a G? No, there's no way. Okay. Do you still have that chart in front of you? Does it say, does it say what the top seller sold? Like, are we talking about like 1,500 boxes? Because don't they only have like a month? Like, what is
Girl Scout cookies sold, peddled 2026?
What is Girl Scout cookies? Let me look at
Pim Neal. Her name is Pim Neal. Bro, this girl is 6 years old and she sold 100,000 boxes of girls. No, her mom sold in a single season, setting a national record. Pim and her dad about the kindergarten cookie selling ambitions and tactics.
So Girl Scout cookie season technically is January 6th through April 22nd. That's their stated season. So
Bro,
you essentially have like 90 days.
If you're selling, 6-year-old sells record-breaking 75,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies across the country.
Dude.
Social media. We're building a movement, and it's so cool.
Bro,
her father said, we're moving girls into 2026. For us, this has never happened. This is very exciting that we get to bring people into the Girl Scouts of Western Pennsylvania. Being able to help and empower her is incredible.
This is, dude, we weren't even... Bro, I knew we were talking about Girl Scout cookies today. I had no idea that there was such a thing as a power Girl Scout.
Oh, there's an update.
Seller, dude.
She sold 107,000 boxes now.
When do we get to the part of the story where 6-year-old girl wins Lambo after selling 100 G's in Girl Scout cookies?
Her next goal is 150,000 boxes.
Dude. Look at this. Out of Chad Carter. First place in the troop was 500s. Insane.
Well, like, and you get nothing for that. That's the thing that's incredible. You get t-shirts and cool looking socks. You know, the bulk of cookie sales are done by their parents through their workplace, I guess.
Yeah, but
$6.
They're
$6 a box now,
bro. If you're selling 100,000 boxes, did you say 100,000 boxes?
107,000 boxes. This girl.
Dude, if you're selling 107,000 boxes, bro, Nancy and Karen at the office who want to sell them to their Tupperware party group is not getting it done, dude. Like you damn well better have a TikTok shop. You better have. I mean, you have to be feeding the masses on the phone. That's how it's done, dude. That's how it's done.
Bro, I'm looking at this. Should I exploit this girl's like she did? I'm not even going front. The girl knows how to sell cookies.
It's really just that simple.
It's amazing to me. It is no, dude. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing. No,
okay,
I'm not.
Look at this.
I'm not doing it,
bro. Look at this, from Chad Carter. The one thing I liked was it activated a level of competitiveness that didn't before exist with her. Okay. So you're not going to be fined by Commissioner Ears for tanking as a Girl Scout cookie seller. This is good. This is really, really good, dude. So she's competitive, meaning that next year she needs to cross the 500 box mark. Is that correct? And an excellent point here as well. By Chad Carter.
She's earned a charm bracelet now. Are you out of your mind? She can get this girl has gotten a Disneyland experience, camping gear bundles, a Dyson Airwrap,
She's
a
6
3D
years old, bro.
a 3D printer bundle, an electric scooter, camp discounts or lifetime memberships in a Chromebook, the top cookie seller package, sewing machines, Lego building experiences, Vans custom shoes, builder packages get you a GS Select, Girl Scouts, whatever that means. Like, this is okay. Okay. I mean, listen. I am
aren't you glad that you never had to deal with this? Aren't you glad?
I guess. Yeah. Maury Alvarez. Most times when they sell that many cookies, they have a larger buyer like a car dealership where they send a thank you note to everybody who purchased. No, I'm telling you.
No, this was a social media thing, dude. Yeah.
This girl.
You're not wrong, but it's different.
She leveraged social media. And reading the story, you know, she's got this whole thing where, and I'll even show you, I shouldn't even do this because I do not want to promote this douchebaggery.
It's disgusting.
I don't know why it bothers me. Am I being am I a bad person?
Girl Scout cookie, 6-year-old power Girl Scout cookie seller.
Whoa.
Partners with local Mercedes-Benz dealer and wins a G-Wagon with power seller patch on the side after selling 100,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies.
And don't forget, she gets a charm bracelet. Like, here's her little post. This is her page. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. I just don't know what the.
Okay, all right. I got to look her up now. I mean, there's no way this screen right here is not. Yeah.
Should we all go buy cookies from Pim?
No. Nope.
I feel like it's kind of feeding the machine.
It's trending on TikTok, dude. She's trending on TikTok.
Oh, is she really?
Oh, dude, this is a whole story. How did I not see this? CBS Mornings is running with it on TikTok.
Yeah, you didn't, bro.
What?
I sent you. Oh,
no, I know, but I didn't realize it was this big.
Oh, Monty, just because you sent it to me doesn't mean I read it.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, it's a big deal. This is a huge story. Finisher says, forget what people say. Girl Scout cookies are crack cocaine. I believe they are.
Yeah, but I'd rather have Girl Scout cookies than Crumbl cookie. I can tell you that right now.
But did she win a puffy vest?
Dude, I have. Wow. I mean, this is another level of just.
Well, you were at my place this weekend. Are you impressed with my vest selection?
I am. Monty's vest selection actually is elite. It's better than mine. I'll give you credit for that.
Well, yeah, everybody's really is better than you. Have a grease stained North Face vest on.
It's disgusting.
Okay,
still,
dude. I'm gonna roll up one day. One day, I will just roll up with a new one.
When I sell enough Girl Scout cookies,
listen, when I become, quote, a power Girl Scout cookie seller, I'll get a new vest to wear in front of the store.
Dude, we live in a town of like 5,000. I'm proud of what she did. Oh, I think it's amazing what she... Hundreds of boxes sold is amazing. That's not accidental. That's your kids making effort. I have no problem with that. What I hate is, let me do social media and blow up into a brand. And this Pim girl is a 6-year-old. She's not doing. No 6-year-old is doing this. This is her parents. This is what happens every time this year. We get by. All this is, hey, look at this story over here that's distracting you so that you buy more Girl Scout cookies. And this girl gets fame out of it. Hey, man.
Look at Gabe, dude. How many of us are this guy right here? I refuse to buy Girl Scout cookies online. Look me in the eyes, pitch me your favorites, count out my change. I'm sorry, right, dude. I don't have change to provide to them, dude, because they all take Venmo now.
Oh, say less. They take Venmo?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. They know better than to just take cash.
Nobody has cash anymore.
Yeah. But
like,
I get the sentiment, Gabe.
Lopes Van Gabe's son sells essentially jewelry online. That's being an entrepreneur, right? Like they sell these cool necklaces and bracelets and stuff. And
yeah, Lopes Van Gabe's kid is like a stud baseball player who's got all this drip and everything when he plays. Like he's got the shades, he's got the cool bat with the sleeve and the ankle protector. Like he's got a whole thing around it. That's grinding, in my opinion.
Yeah, it just makes me crazy.
Yeah.
Pam Bondi says you should thank Trump for the number of Girl Scout cookies sold in America, all tariff-free. It's caused the Dow to go over 50K. I think that's true.
Mike, dude, your contribution here on this particular comment won't be appreciated by this show, but this is good work right here. Well done.
And now that Trump's been exonerated, everything's right with the world.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Didn't they confirm Girl Scouts are the ones making crop circles out in the fields? I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did. And they were on the grassy knoll as well. Okay, and I'm here for it with 2 minutes here. So you're what? Now I have to get into tag-alongs. Thank you.
Tag-alongs.
What about explore mores? Explore more, s'more. Explore mores. No. Thin mints. Yes. Give me 10.
Yeah.
Samoas.
Frozen, though.
Yeah. Gotta be. It's gotta be. Bro, can I even order from this girl? I probably can't.
Watch, Monty's got to set up the VPN to be able to order out of state.
They now sell gift boxes. Send 6 cookie packages in a gift box for an additional $5. Okay. The last thing I need to do is eat Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, see, look, but seriously, Girl Scout cookies versus Crumbl. I am not on Team Crumbl, dude.
This isn't even close.
Yeah, I'm not Team Crumbl on this. This is Girl Scout cookies all day.
No, I'm not. I shouldn't say this out loud. I just shouldn't. I don't like Crumbl. I don't like the big confectionaire cookie companies. They're stupidly expensive. Anyway, it is what it is. Breaking news: Girl Scouts are joining the Mountain West Conference. Teresa Gould is said to be inconsolable. The Girl Scouts is just a cover-up for the continuation of the Iran-Contra affair by Reagan.
Oh, that's the direction we're going.
Doesn't, the Bashir, I'd rather eat Crumbl. Tyler, ladies and gentlemen, I got a PSA for everyone. Don't be like Michigan and say no to drugs. Pam Bondi comment earlier, contender for comment of the year. Give that man some Thin Mints. Agree.
Dude, listen, if we want to have some type of competition where the reward is a box of Girl Scout cookies, I can get down. You guys got to come up with the concept, but I'm happy. That we can work with that, dude. A $6 box of cookies is totally doable.
Hey, if somebody orders a Cameo from us, it'll come with a box of Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, there you go. See?
And
get your ass on Cameo, dude.
Real quick about the Cameo thing. And I don't know, but I believe Kevin Durant's burner tried to order a Cameo from us. You see your boy's got another burner account, Jake? Anyway, the point is,
at least he's consistent.
I'm not gonna do BDM shirtless imitations on Cameo. I want to make this clear.
Did we legitimately get a request for that?
Yes. I have not heard from BDM in several days.
Dude.
I hope Big Daddy Magic is doing well.
Oh, well, Monty, I'm going to need you hyped up on the edibles and shirtless, and I'm going to need an impression. Here's $20.
Bro, I haven't been in my inbox. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, how come you guys aren't doing a show yesterday? It was President's Day.
Yeah.
I'm honoring our president.
No comment.
Yeah, BDM hasn't sent me a video in some days. Okay, Big Daddy Magic. I guess he's on strike again. Now that he got his Bills sweatshirt, he doesn't need to work as hard. I guess. Jake, if he was a Girl Scout, I just want you to test the shortbreads, bro. They're really actually good.
I mean, I really like the lemon one too. The lemon ones are really good too.
Giggity, how many boxes of cookies do we think BDM smashes? Oh,
over under's 10. Not even close. Over under's 10 at least.
A minimum. Pay that man his money. The real awkward guy. I support the great American cookie. Feel the same way about Crumbl. Not bad, but in no way worth the money or the hype.
Nope.
You have to use the cookie cutter that they provide. It's like pizza slices, but sweet. Why? No. Don't just say no. Keep your blood sugar normal. Noel Ramirez. Only buy from local cookie sellers. Like I only buy from local plugs. Got to support the community. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Sure.
Monty shirtless. High Taco Bell products on the chest while yelling playa. They've asked.
Bro, dude.
They've asked. I mean, listen, we
hey, player.
Look. There's a day where I could have done that. But those days are long behind me now. I'm too old for that. I went to the chiropractor yesterday and you're in a bad place when you're jonesing not for a J, but for a chiropractor. Like I went to the crack I got yesterday at the joint.
Macaque.
You want to talk about addiction? Jake, have you ever been to a chiropractor?
Yeah, I have. It's been a while.
It's awesome, dude. I've missed the chiropractor so much. And I hate having my neck cracked. It
is what it is.
Yeah, that's what weirds me out.
I don't love it. Mike Smith's comments are elite this morning. Well done. Yes, they are.
Agreed. Yeah.
Chaplain James White, whose life's work is
to rid the church of pedophile priests.
That's the problem. Girl Scout cookies are good, so I'm staying away from them. Bro, when's the last time you went to Buc-ee's and what did you get?
And was it before or after you got Jerome Tang fired?
Yeah, I guess we do have to put K-State on his list.
We do. Bro complained about K-State last week and now Tang's gone. Was it the paper bags in the student section, bro?
It's always bad when your Tang is gone.
Yeah.
Just found your guys' show this weekend. As someone who lives in Fort Collins, I'm wishing Colorado State stayed in the Mountain West. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, bro.
Welcome to the program, Chad.
Join the membership. You'll get your comment read more.
Yeah. You're in a bad spot if you even go to a chiropractor. Not trusting my back and my health with those fake doctors, bro. So I'm happy to talk about this too. So before I found the Zepbound Easy button, because I had that argument over the weekend as well. If Zepbound's an easy button, it's not.
What would I do without you?
But before I lost this, 67 pounds now, I guess. I had terrible sciatic. Like it was just brutal on my left side. So I would go to the chiropractor, and that dude in good old South Jordan, Utah, the Joint Chiropractic, love it. He would help my back. And he'd crack my neck and okay, great. Now that I've lost weight, I have no pain at all. My wife and I joked over the weekend, I don't take Advil anymore. Like I used to routinely get headaches in my neck and thing of the past. But I think I probably conservatively had 500 golf swings this weekend. Something in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that includes I bought a bucket of 150 balls yesterday and had about 30 sitting in the tray when I walked up to the stall. And I hit every one of them. And so after that, I went to the chiropractor. Dude,
what did the chiropractor say to you when he was doing his thing?
You're so hot and sexy. Let's do this. He never said that.
Donkey.
They just ask you, because at the Joint, it's a national network, so they know, like he asked me about my sciatic. I was like, it's not a problem anymore. But he knew, for instance, that I don't like having my neck cracked. And he was like, do you want me to do that? And I was like, yes. But they just talked to, I said, I'm a rotational athlete because I play golf and I'm having trouble with, like my traps and my neck. And he just went to work. The greatest thing that you can get at the chiropractor is called leg pulls, where they physically yank your leg down and it frees up your hips and back.
Your third leg was just phenomenal.
Oh my God. It's remarkable. I don't think they're quacks at all. I really don't. I love it. I love the smell of Thin Mints in the morning. Oh, Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he passed over the weekend. Good call out there, Rock. The cap sizzle, snap, crackle, pop is the best thing since Thin Mints were invented. Okay. David Persons, I thought about taking a crack at a chiropractor once, but I didn't. A crack at it.
See what you did there.
The relief you get, you just have more freedom of motion because aligning your hips, I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. And he said, I used to go every Saturday afternoon. Mrs. Monty and I would go do our workout. We'd go lift. She'd swim, run, whatever she was going to do. Like I'd play golf or whatever it was. And then Saturday afternoon, we'd go to the chiropractor. And it's just the freedom you get out of it is amazing. It's amazing. Girl Scout cookies brought to you from Satan and Ozempic. Indeed. Indeed. Jerome Tang should have never said what he said about his players.
Why do you have to have that take, brother? Why? How did I know that I could rely on you for that take, dude?
We'll get there in a minute. The best thing you can get at a chiropractor. Why do you hate the chiropractor?
Because Jeremy Bolton, the mayor of Montytown, doesn't trust doctors. Doesn't trust them.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm telling you, and a lot of people, I think, feel like chiropractors is quackery or whatever. Okay. I mean, I guess I can sort of understand that. Not really. Because when you go to a chiropractor, you get instant relief. It is. I love it. I am amazed by it. So do we think that chiropractors are, I think they're amazing. Oh, see what he said. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
And I trust doctors 100%.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Oh, Jay McClanahan's a chiropractor.
So, dude.
Do you do leg pulls? Leg pulls are amazing. They just, mobile chiropractor clinic in the Telluride. It's fire. You should try it. My brother is a chiropractor.
But you still don't trust doctors.
No, he does trust doctors. 100%. He just doesn't trust chiropractors.
Okay.
Okay. That's interesting. All right, let's switch gears and talk about the Tang. First of all, what has happened to K-State athletics? The football program is in shambles, although that's a good hire. But Jerome Tang, the former basketball coach at K-State, I'm going to play it and you guys be the judge. Did Jerome Tang go too far here?
This was embarrassing. These dudes do not deserve to wear this uniform. There will be very few of them in it next year. I'm embarrassed for the university. I'm embarrassed for our fans, our student section. It is just ridiculous. We got practice at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we will get this thing right. I have no answer, no words. So y'all got two questions. So whoever want to ask two questions, I'll answer them to the best of my ability right now. But right now, I'm pissed.
Not too far. I don't have any trouble with it. You're 1-11. You're as bad as Utah is, and that's saying something. You're 10-15 on the season. You're 1-11. And I don't think he went too far. And now we find out that K-State has fired Jerome Tang for cause, saying that he brought great embarrassment on the university. To which Jerome Tang went and hired Tom Mars. Okay,
Tom.
good luck. Good luck, K-State. Because now you got yourself into a fight that you probably can't win. You're in a fight that you can't win. That's the biggest issue here. Is Tom Mars is a stud and K-State, this is going to be rough. Language in his contract that references any activity that brings public, and you can guess the rest of that. It is that he brought humiliation and embarrassment on to K-State, according to K-State. And I'm just telling you that that's not, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I don't believe that he brought any disrepute to K-State by his words. None whatsoever. And now you're going to have to pay him, because that's what K-State's trying to do here. They fired Jerome Tang for cause because they didn't want to pay him. I think they owe him $18 million. So let me get this right. A coach sits up on a dais with his 1-11 basketball team, and in my opinion, brings a high level of accountability. We are embarrassing. We're not good. I don't know. I don't have answers. We're going to practice at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And most of these guys aren't going to play here next year. What about that is embarrassing when you're 1-11? What's embarrassing about it? It's embarrassing you're 1-11. You want to fire the guy for losing games? You're 1-11. I got no problem with that. But firing him because his words brought great embarrassment to the university is stupid.
Yeah, and it's certainly not cause. That's the problem here. And look, the downhill slide for K-State, in my opinion, and we've discussed this multiple times on the show, but it started in Dublin. And as soon as that game went the way it went, you knew that this was going to be a rough year. And what's tough is that you're not in a conference that's ungettable. You know, the Big 12 is very gettable. And
very clearly.
And I think that K-State made a mistake keeping Avery Johnson. I think that the football program has a lot of work to do, and you know, probably should have made a move sooner than you did, but here we are. And now you've gotten yourself into huge trouble here with firing Buddy for cause that doesn't exist, because
his name's Jerome, not Buddy, just so you know.
Yeah. So
Buddy
firing Buddy Tang for cause that doesn't exist is a serious problem, because you're saying he embarrassed the institution, but it's embarrassing to the institution that you don't understand what constitutes cause. And what's worse, and this is what we're seeing in sports a lot right now, not to catch strays, right? But we're seeing these different organizations and these different figures in sports not want to spend money, but want to exploit contracts to try to save money or not spend money or not do right by people when they fire them. So you're sitting here telling me that we have another college out here trying to stiff somebody in their contract, and they're going to lose, because they will lose. Very clearly they will lose.
They will lose.
And I would be shocked if this even went to court. They will settle and he will get his money. But why would you do this to yourself? How have you put me in a position as a talk show host to create a graphic of Tom Mars roasting your ass on Twitter for what defines cause and what does not define cause? I mean, that's the worst part of this, dude. How does that happen?
Shocking. That's what's embarrassing. That's what's embarrassing, that you have put, and it's so easy when you see a lawyer come out and be this aggressive, you're done. And then I got to imagine if you're K-State, the last words you want to hear next to each other are Tom and Mars.
Yeah.
You're done. You're pay that man his money.
His money.
Right? Like, and if
He
we
beat
need
me.
yeah. Check. Right? If I need Malkovich in here to do it, pay that man his money. I mean, come on. Like, this is just bad.
Who thought this again? Maybe this is the genre or the overreaching theme of today's program. Quote, who thought that was a good idea? Sac State, Pac-12. Who thought that was a good idea? Girl Scout trooper marketing on TikTok to sell 800 million boxes. Who thought that was a good idea? Tom Mars, K-State. Like, how many times, dude? How many times are like, again, this is what we said about Mark Harlan tweeting about that athlete, about anything Michigan that we're going to get to in a minute, about anything Pac-12. Like, how many times do people look at a situation and they go, yeah, you know what? It seems like a really good idea to fire him for cause publicly in a very public natured way. That way he'll go and retain an absolute pit bull of a lawyer to go and get after us and get that money anyway. That way we can build a bad reputation for ourselves. Nobody's going to want to work for us, and we're going to have a tough time turning the basketball program around. This season's over. Right? You could win no other game and nobody would care. You're dead.
Yeah,
it's
over.
Done. Yeah.
It's
like
done.
We'll see in like 5 years, dude. Come on.
Okay, Marcus. Marcus
Here
apparently
we go.
doesn't have a life. He's going through my TikTok and sending me videos of playing golf and riding snowboard while fat. And he's like, he's basically saying I need to stop being condescending of myself because I'm doing great things. This is why I don't watch videos of me snowboarding, because it makes me miss it. And all this snow that the Sierras and the Rockies are getting, I'm a little jealous. Want to know what a great strategy is for a struggling athletic department? Put out a help wanted sign while you're trying to stiff the last guy you hired. Coaches love that.
Look, why don't you just take a chapter out of the Pac-12's book and put transformational head coach wanted for basketball team? Call us here and see what that gets you, dude.
I do agree with Rock. This is a gigantic "don't come work for us" sign, because the thing that's amazing to me is, why, as a basketball coach, would you want to go coach at K-State when they just said we're going to find a way not to pay you when we fire you? What's attractive about the K-State basketball job right now here today? What's attractive about that? Nothing.
Not Manhattan.
Nothing. What's it like? This is a bad look all around.
And again, I just want to reiterate for James in the peanut gallery that what he said about his players, I have zero problem with. You're a terrible team. And I can assure you, the only thing that's changed is the players in that room, not Jerome Tang. And I agree that there's a conversation around Jerome Tang's usage of the portal and NIL and building a roster. See,
different conversation.
Again, that brings me back to the cause thing. Why are you saying that cause is he embarrassed you? Why not say, hey, we're firing you for cause because you're 1-11 or whatever.
You're not good as a basketball coach.
It's a terrible season. Your usage of the portal is not good. You didn't use our NIL assets correctly. And now we're not good. We're not a tournament team because of you, Jerome. So here's the door. See you later. Pack it up. But instead we wanted to go the emotional route, which, again, not to go on a whole tangent, but I feel like I've been talking about this constantly lately. Like, we can't deal in emotion, brother. We need to deal in, this is what happened, and this is our path forward. Like, how is it that Jerome Tang is better at talking to the suits than you're, as a university, better at talking to the suits? Like, he went out and kicked your ass in the legal world here. And now you're on the hook to figure it out. Like, you're going to pay the man his money, and it's probably going to be more than the 18.5 that you owe him at this point.
It never works out when you try not to pay the coaches you're firing.
Yeah. Lane Kiffin.
No,
Like,
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly. Like, come on.
Yeah. I haven't heard that level of red assery towards players since Dan Madgerly stumbled the sidelines at GCU. And I know it's Marley. Shut up.
Monty, come on, Monty. You don't know it's Marley?
How do you not know it's Marley, Monty? He's got sports bars and stuff.
I mean, the guy is a Team USA guy. You don't know that? How dare you? You're a communist.
And the long times from Phoenix will remember that Dan Madgerly used to blow off the show when they would play like shit and lose games.
I'd be calling their media guy like 4 times while the show is happening. And Monty's like, dude, get your ass off the phone. He's not coming. I need you on the mic.
Yeah, can't reach him. Can't reach him, Monty. Hey, Jakey, nice vest, but Dan Madgerly's out of pocket right now. Oh, you guys lost.
Yeah, he's in his office and he refuses to come out and talk to you guys. So
yeah, don't. Apparently, Madgerly doesn't charge his cell phone after they lose. Can't reach him. Sorry, bud. He's off recruiting another crappy Euro. Like, whatever. Had to bring up Madgerly, didn't you, Lopes fan game? K-State must think they're LSU, but unfortunately, K-State basketball is not a top 3 football brand like LSU was, as they tried to do this with Brian Kelly, even though he's a schmuck. He is a schmuck. You know.
No, James. No. You're not doing this today, dude. No, you are not running from your take on this one, dude. Absolutely not. You said that what he said about his players was terrible, and how could he ever say that? And I want to be fully transparent here, James. I'm trying to find your take way the hell up here.
No.
Like, come on, dude.
You can keep looking, Jake, but I'm telling you now, I never said it. Those words never came out of my mouth. I love me some Tang, boy. And he's the greatest coach ever. I can't believe they fired him. As a K-State fan, I don't know how I'm going to get over this.
Yeah, I know it's purple and purple. I get it, dude. You're
purple crime,
matriculated to Manhattan. I get it. Fort Worth wasn't good enough for you, so now you're a Manhattan guy. I get it.
But I don't even know if James, do you even follow TCU basketball? Or are you? Because you were on here defending, as a turncoat and a traitor, you were on here defending Oak State basketball the other day.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Seriously. I'm a little late playing catch up today. I'm hearing lines like this. Monty, should I exploit girls trying to power sell their cookies? I wasn't ready. Maybe show up on time.
Bro, that's taken out of context, okay?
Power sell their cookies. I believe that's a euphemism.
Bro.
Okay. James is like hiring the Advocates' inferior cousins to defend lost Big 12 teams with crappy administrative decisions. I never said that.
Monty, I never said that. Now, I gotta go chart pedophile priests, so I don't have time to get into this, but I love that Tang in Manhattan. You don't say that stuff about me.
And the Girl Scout cookies are good too, Monty.
Oh, yeah, exploit that cookie, girl. Let's do this.
The fact that Oak State James, who's now TCU, did you hear they killed Navalny with frog poison? Speaking of the frogs.
What? Are you sure it wasn't a toad, Monty?
Bro, did you guys hear about this? Alexander Navalny.
Who the fuck are you?
Frog poison.
Oh, a Russian man dies of frog poison.
No. Do you not know who Navalny is? Navalny is the Russian dude who was anti-Putin.
Mm-hmm.
So He was essentially the leader of the Russian opposition. He was killed with dart frog poison. Traces of epidotidine beta-alanine were found in samples from Navalny's body and highly likely resulted in his death. The Russian state has, quote, means, motive, and opportunity to deploy the lethal toxin.
Infowars.com.
So let me get this right. You say anything anti-Putin, and he's going to find frogs that are lethally poisonous, and he's going to use their toxins to murder you.
It was the virus that killed it.
And they use it in a way, they put it on a door handle. And apparently the toxin has a very short shelf life on a surface. So they had to like time it up perfectly. And they did. Are you kidding me?
So I said, yeah.
Wild. My dude didn't go full Gottlieb, but yeah, did you see Doug Gottlieb at Green Bay? What a scumbag. Yeah, James, you're over here ripping your Tang and you're unwilling to rip the Gottlieb. Unbelievable. Showing up late in the Monty Show is total chaos. It really is. Defend TCU basketball. I was there in Waco when Miles dropped 40 on Baylor, and still nobody cares.
But we're not talking about women's basketball, bro.
Nobody cares.
Like, I get it. Olivia Miles is a nice player, dude. We're not talking about women's basketball right now, okay? Nobody cares.
Nobody
cares. What people care about is that you just said Jerome Tang should be held accountable for his comments about his players, and I disagree with that, dude.
Tang and cookies.
Yeah, like that's what Jerome is doing this morning. Tang and cookies.
Tang and cookies.
Like, next thing you know, he's probably going to be in a poker club, and trying to work his way back into the Rounders life with his cookies.
You're always that guy. Oh, man, Olivia Miles, 10 threes against Baylor. I was
like, cool. Dude, what does that have to do with Jerome?
Listen, shut up, Jake. I was in the building when Olivia Munn or Olivia Miles, same thing. Who cares? Anyway, the point is I was in the building supporting my Baylor Bears. And I mean, it was incredible.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Your Baylor Bears,
They're
right?
my Baylor Bears.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
That's not nice, Jake.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
You said you loved me.
No, that was many years ago on this program, and that was in a moment of misguided,
I was in the building. You went to a women's basketball game. Okay. You do you. Well. It was the old poisonous frog toxin on the doorknob. Classic, Putin.
Right? I mean, what's next? Like chili powder that can roast your skin alive or something? I mean, come on, dude. Come on.
Oh, Miles plays for TCU.
Yes, dude,
okay.
Bro, I know. I just said that.
Nobody cares.
Brother, I just said
Announcement, please. Everybody listen. Nobody cares.
I literally just said that, dude.
Nobody cares.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Nobody cares.
Like,
nobody cares. Not one
what
person
does
in
this
this
have to
comment
do
section.
with your ass take about Jerome Tang, bro? Like,
yeah, what does this have to do with the fact that you were completely wrong? Well, Monty, what about the facilities at Oak State?
Monty, Olivia Miles making 10 threes and me being there in person in her presence makes it so my Tang take was correct.
I was there in person. Trust me, I know that Tang when I see it.
Dick Hammer.
Like, every day you do it. Is it the Berenstein or the Berenstain Bears? Well, I mean,
it's a legitimate question. I mean,
it is a legit. Anyway, yeah, I thought the Navalny thing was fascinating.
Yeah, that's classic Russia, though. That's how they do people, for sure.
That's okay. That feels aggressive. All right. The Monty Show presented by The Advocates at theadvocates.com. Did you guys follow the Parker Kingston BYU story? Let's come back and get you an update on that. Do you guys believe that BYU handled the Parker Kingston story correctly? We'll talk about that after this from the Advocates.
Injured in an accident? You may be entitled to a bigger settlement, up to 3.5 times bigger. Your initial consultation is 100% free, and we don't get paid unless we win your case. No matter the accident, we are here to help. The Advocates will fight for you because you deserve clarity, you deserve justice, you deserve guidance, you deserve an advocate. Contact us today.
Indeed, 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. Where you need them, when you need them, and how you need them. And I just think that when we're in these situations where we need an attorney, it's never good, especially if you've been in a car accident, if you've gotten hit by a semi-truck, with all the snow in the Salt Lake Valley, Idaho, the Rocky Mountains in general. You look at all the snow in the Sierras, Washington State, like you look at the crazy weather we're having, accidents are going to happen. You didn't deserve to be in that accident, but you do deserve to have somebody fight for you. Get to theadvocates.com 24/7, 365, and it won't cost you a dime. You never reach into your pockets to pay the Advocates because you don't pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case. Talk to an injury attorney live online. No chat bots or AI, a live injury attorney at theadvocates.com. All right, let's talk about BYU in this Parker Kingston story. As you know, Parker Kingston was arrested, held without bail, pending a hearing. He was then released on bail after that hearing, and he is charged with felony rape. And what is going to come down to a he said, she said. Obviously, he has withdrawn from BYU. He is no longer a student at BYU. And the debate over the weekend was wild about whether or not BYU handled this situation well. Releasing a statement talking about how the university takes any and all allegations very seriously. Right? The police saying that this was a year-long investigation. And now the news that Parker Kingston is no longer associated with BYU. Jake, has BYU that, what's the right word? The all-encompassing ethos of BYU. Have they handled it well?
Yeah, I mean, I think that overall they've done what they needed to do. I will still maintain what we said last week, where I do think that there needs to be some proactive steps. Like there needs to be, hey, like we're going to get out in front of this a little bit in terms of what we can control. Because they're not wrong that there's only so much they can do with the situation itself. Like it's an investigation. There's a trial. Like there's not much they as an institution can do about that part of it. But there's a lot they can do on campus with the football team, the athletic department. There's a lot you can do there. You can roll out proactive education inside your athletic department around all this. Like you can make it, very, very clear again, as if it wasn't obvious, but just make it clear again that none of this is going to be tolerated. And again, just for the record, so I don't catch any strays. Yes, kicking him out or expelling him or whatever, him not being part of the school, however it went down, that was a given. But it was done. And so I think that, like, I did some TikToks on it last week. We have a couple of shorts on it. And the sentiment that I saw coming across that I think was definitely a little bit of a sticker shock reaction was like, hey, they're covering something up. I said last week that I don't think they actually covered anything up, but what I do think is the optics of it made it look like they did. Like, hey, this is like, once the police came out and said it was a year-long investigation, that's when everyone jumped on the, hey, well, BYU knew and did nothing and allowed him to play. That's where everyone went right away. And so I think BYU has done a good job overall, but I think that they need to be proactive and roll out some steps here. There needs to be like, hey, we take this extremely seriously and we're going to do everything we can do to prevent it from happening again. Even though it was, if you look at numbers, it's a rather one-off situation.
I don't know what else BYU could have done here. I think a lot of people wanted BYU to comment. What are they going to say? You don't know what happened. We do this thing where we leap to conclusions and we want people to come out and, pronounce Parker Kingston a terrible human, or shouldn't we wait for him to be proven to be what he is accused of being before we say that he is what they say he is? It's a long-winded way of saying, shouldn't we wait to find out if what he's accused of actually happened? Like, he's going through a judicial process.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this about Jake Rzoff as well. I just don't know how you want BYU to comment anything further than we have no comment on this. They had no comment on Jake Rzoff. There is zero evidence that the administration at BYU had any idea about this story. And everybody is locked on this, oh, well, the campus police knew. Well, what does that mean? When did they know? When had they cooperated? When did they, what timeline, what date, when? We don't know any of that. When did BYU's administration change this? Why would they partake in the cover-up of a very serious felony crime? An assault on a woman is heinous.
Well, it's to win football games. That's what the public's saying.
Why would BYU cover this up? To win football games.
That's what the sentiment is, yeah.
Have for how long? Again, I can go back to, pick the player, possession by consumption, the Harvey Unga story on its own. Like, Jamal Williams is probably one of the best ones, sat out a year for having alcohol in his system. Like, bro, we can go on and on and on with this. And I just keep going back to how they handled the Rzoff situation right now. And again, I'm going to tell you, and I know that everybody on Twitter wants to say that the Rzoff thing and the Kingston thing are the same. Jake Rzoff was never charged with a crime. He was never arrested. He was never charged. That was a civil litigation. So it is significantly different. And the minute BYU found out about it, what happened? As I told you, he never played another snap of football at BYU. And if you think they're going to cover up for a wide receiver and not cover up for the starting quarterback, there's no precedent here that says BYU knew about a heinous crime and covered it up to win football games. Nowhere in the history of BYU has that happened. And again, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't say that BYU has football fifth and mock BYU for not playing on Sundays and the crazy Mormons in their underpants, and then say that they covered up a serious sexual assault to win football games. You can't have it both ways. And I'm telling you, and I've covered BYU for 15 years now, I guess it is. BYU's never done this. They've never done this. They do not, I will again point out, they don't do a lot of things that could help them win football games. And they're not going to protect a kid that is, or a player that is accused of a felony sexual assault. It just doesn't.
Yeah, and I also think it needs to be said that obviously the court of law is different than the court of public opinion, and BYU has a funny way of seemingly being viewed negatively in the court of public opinion, in different forms or fashion with whatever the topic is that day. And I don't even think they do anything to deserve that. I just think it's kind of the nature of their plight in life, and I think that. I think that BYU handled this the way they handle everything, just by the book, wait till charges are filed. Like, I think that to me is the real standout thing here. Like, yeah, sure, the investigation took a year, but they can't really do anything with it until he's charged with something. I mean, what are you going to say? Hey, you're suspended until you're charged and he's just going to sit there? I mean, you're not going to do that. No, as nobody would. So I think that it's it's just really unfortunate that Parker allegedly did this, and because you had everything going for you, your life was on the fast track, you were definitely going to go to the NFL, you had slot receiver written all over you, like punt returner guy, whatever, like you were going to be really good.
Look at Jake Retzloff.
Yeah,
that case was dismissed with prejudice.
Mm-hmm.
His life is ruined. He will never remake the money he has lost. Parker Kingston deserves his day in court. He deserves to go through the process. I have no idea if he is guilty of what he is accused of. And if he is, I hope he never sees the light of day.
Yeah, I think my opinion on Retzloff, I don't know that. See, because the case being dismissed with prejudice puts Retzloff in a position where anytime he's in a room talking to someone, he can tell the story and then he can say it was dismissed with prejudice, which means, hey, like, I didn't do that. And that was a very one-off situation. If you look at the rest of my life, I've never had a blip on the radar. There's never been another issue. So I think, I don't think his life has been ruined. I just think that he has something he's going to have to address the rest of his life.
He will never remake the money. He will.
But
if Jake Retzloff had been at BYU, I think they win the conference. I think they beat Texas Tech. And I think they're in the college football playoff. And at that point, all bets are off.
Yeah, and sure, that's true. I agree with that. But he's still going to go to the NFL. He's still going to make generational money. He
will be an unrestricted, or he'll be an unsigned, undrafted free agent. Jake Retzloff won't get drafted. He will be an unsigned, undrafted signing.
Yeah, undrafted free agent.
Where he would have been I think he would have been a top 3 round player if he'd have stayed at BYU. Because I think we saw an exponential leap in performance that last year he played at BYU. And I would have expected another leap.
Yeah.
And when your case is, I hope people understand what that means. When your case is dismissed with prejudice, it can never be refiled. It's over. That's what it means. And for me, Jake Retzloff was absolutely victimized by that situation. Now, Parker Kingston, I don't know that. Well, I do know. We don't know what happened. And allegations of felony sexual assault need to be taken seriously. And the victims need to be respected and heard. And the evidence needs to come forward. I hope this goes to trial. Because if and again, I want to make this clear, Parker Kingston has told authorities this was all completely consensual, which means he can never play at BYU again, even if that's true. But he's never going to, there's no recovering from this. He was arrested, held without bail on felony rape charges. You don't recover from that.
No, you don't. Nope.
Ever. After being on the Jumbotron at Marriott Center for when he got engaged, you don't recover from that.
Yeah.
You just don't. You do not. It just is. It is what it is. All right. Let's see. What are all of you saying about this? This is a Title IX issue. Well, there's certainly that. You can't move too fast, but you have to take every allegation seriously. Once charges were filed, BYU moved quickly, which is the proper process. I don't think we know when they knew. And everybody's making a big hoo-ah out of this. Well, the campus police were involved. I need to know before I'm going to judge BYU, because my belief is if Parker Kingston a year ago began an investigation into Parker Kingston in Washington County for a heinous crime, how soon did that get to BYU? That's the answer we need. Because the local Salt Lake media dragging BYU for keeping him. So we can sit here and guess. Did the campus police filter this up to administration? When did the campus police know? Did they know during the season? Did they know last week? That's what I would need to know. That's what I'd need to know. Innocent until proven guilty does not seem to apply to the court of public opinion.
No,
It
of
certainly
course not.
doesn't.
You're guilty until proven guilty.
And I'm also going to say this again. If you're at BYU, you sign the honor code knowingly and willingly. The idea that you went and had sex outside of your marriage, you knew exactly what you were doing. And I don't care if you agree with it or it's too restrictive, Monty. You can't tell these. Yeah, you can. And they signed and agreed to do that. And so part of your agreement is you won't have sex outside of marriage. What did Jake Rzoff and Parker Kingston do? Can't be at BYU anymore. Because Parker Kingston is not denying that the sex happened. He's not denying that. According to these reports. He's not denying that.
Yeah.
So can't be at BYU anymore. Rzoff was never charged. Parker was charged with a felony. Yes, that is correct. That is true. So the reality is the rules guiding SA for a university are pretty stringent. Yes, they are. And often not followed, as we've seen in scandalous behavior. Repeatedly. And it never ends well. I think is BYU blameless? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out because it's going to come out when BYU knew about this. It does not have to be found guilty in a court of law. They do their internal investigation and rule on letting him go due to breaking the honor code. I would agree with that. You know. Cap Sizzle, totally agree. He had everything going for him, literally everything, and threw that away. Yes, his decision making. You know. Not a good start to the year for BYU, losing coaches, players, AJ not doing great. Well, and Richie Saunders tearing his ACL.
Rough, bro.
Brutal. YouTube Premium is cheap and worth it. Just get rid of the ads if you spend a lot of time on YouTube. Oh, is somebody complaining about ads?
Yeah.
Yeah. Comes with the territory, right? Unfortunately. Undrafted rookie free agent, Jake. Jakey Two Shakes has a better ring to it. Yeah,
And we were saying that.
I could see Rzoff being a 6th or 7th round pick, or if the Browns or Jets, a 3rd or 4th round pick.
Well, listen, I mean, I think you got to give him credit for what he did at Tulane. I think it would have been easy to go there and flame, but he did the exact opposite of that. And I think that, you know, the one thing Rzoff has going for him is he's shown a clear ability to deal with adversity, right? He's shown a clear ability to say, okay, this is a pretty crappy situation. I made a mistake one way or the other. You know, I've made my bed and now I got to lie in it and I gotta make the best of this. And I think he did that. And to me, you know, I think that the guy, you know, communicates. I think that he's capable of being a good leader. I think if you look at Rzoff just objectively, you take your emotion out of it and you say, okay, yeah, you clearly made a mistake here one way or the other and got yourself into a tough position. That allowed you to lose a lot of things you had going at BYU. At the same time, you went quiet. You made the transition to Tulane. You moved past the situation. You ingratiated yourself with your new team. And you went and dominated on the football field. You know, you did what you could do. You controlled the controllables. And that's why I say I think, and I don't disagree he's a late round pick. I'm not saying the guy's one of the best quarterbacks in the draft. Certainly a late round guy, probably an undrafted free agent. Don't disagree. But I do think he's going to get his chance. You will get your chance in the league if you continue to show that you're not a problem and you can run a scheme. And it's just a matter of, like, if I said to you, hey, Jake Rzoff is going to go and be a backup under Shanahan for 3 seasons. Okay, that's a completely different conversation than, hey, dude's going to go be a backup for the Texans and he's going to be in a bad organization or the Jets or, you know, whoever. Like, it's all situation and fit. And I just think he's got to find his way and it could wind up working out for him. If he gets to a good situation and fit, that could be better than being drafted in the 6th or 7th round by a crap team. And for that, I hope the guy finds his way. That's what I'll say about him.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think Jake Rzoff will never recover from what happened that one night with this girl at his apartment.
Yeah.
And, you know, it almost doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter. Like with Parker Kingston, this is just a different beast.
Yep.
It's the same kind of allegations. It's just this time it's criminal. And you people are making a big deal about how long this lady waited. She waited, what, 4 days?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you're not going to have DNA evidence. And frankly, they don't need it because there's no argument on whether they had sex or not. Like it just isn't.
Yeah, everyone seems to agree on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a question of, is it out there? Nobody's denying it. There is no, what are you talking about, bro? Like there's no kit done. This is, yeah, anyway. You don't just start throwing stuff out, right? It's irrelevant until the investigation's complete. Universities have an obligation to the students to protect their reputations. Yeah, I don't disagree. Biggest opponent for BYU is the offseason, several years in a row, right? Rzoff did not get an invite to the combine as a quarterback. Extremely rare for a non-invited QB to get picked in the draft. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Monty well on his way to 21 today. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't understand what that means, bro. Sorry.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I'm missing that reference.
I think he will get drafted due to it's a weak QB draft, maybe.
I mean, the combine reference is a good one from Rock. I mean, it is a fair point that he didn't get invited, but he's also not one of the best talents in the pool. So it's like, again,
well, when you're at BYU, a lot of people watch your games.
Yeah. So
at Tulane, they do not. That's the problem, right? Like,
yeah, I guess maybe it's a thing where I'm holding out a bit of hope for him that people know his story. Because I do think that if you knew Jake Rzoff at BYU and you saw his game and you saw the development, you wouldn't, and you're like an NFL scout or you're someone in an organization in the NFL who maybe needs some quarterback depth, you're not just going to forget about him. He has classic, hey, I'm a backup quarterback. I'll see the field, once or twice a year, but man, I'm going to develop. I'm going to be a really good teammate. There's a lot of other ways I can impact this football team. That's who Jake Rzoff can be. And if you need him to come in, if your quarterback gets lit up and has a season-ending injury and you need him to come in and fill in, cool, man. That's cool. Like, he can be that guy. That's where I think he slots in. But I agree with the combine take. It's a fair point. If you're not at the combine, you're probably not getting drafted. That's a great point.
I think it's just, I can't believe in a time where Epstein files, where I'm so many years understandably to come forward, that people are deflecting over 4 days for this other situation. And she turned over evidence. The thing that I think a lot of people are also focused on is that she didn't, I think it's June 30th or something like that was when she was actually once again interviewed. So you can see like large swaths of time passed in this investigation. So, left arm under the chair. Yeah. My wife said to me yesterday that her Apple Watch wasn't bumping her, and it's not bumping me either now. Like, it usually tells you at 10 minutes to the hour, hey, you need to stand up and get an hour in. Mine's not doing that. And I don't know why it's not doing that. I need my 12 hours of stand every day.
Maybe there's been too much standing going on and your Apple Watch is tired.
Hey, I have no problem telling you, it's just an erection. It's part of my job, my dudes. I deal with this sort of thing every week. Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think, team stand. Exactly.
Iconic, bro.
Team stand. Exactly. Iconic. Right. I just think BYU will never get away from this stuff.
No.
I think they never will get away from it. Real quick, can we talk NBA All-Star Game? This is the most I have enjoyed an NBA All-Star Game in years. And apparently I'm not the only one, because viewership for the NBA All-Star Game was massive, which I think is huge news in the NBA, because when you have this many people watching the NBA and watching the All-Star Game, finally you have a format that can work. You have an old NBA team, a young NBA team, and then all of the non-American stars on a third team. And they play in a round-robin tournament, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was wildly entertaining. Did you watch it, Jake?
No, I did not watch it. Nope.
Really?
Nope, didn't watch it. Saw a bunch of clips on social media. Why
didn't you watch it?
It was on while I was driving back. So, I just didn't, it started at 2:00. And then by the time I got back, it was not even in my head that it was on. And then, I think the format works. I think that the Kawhi Leonard heater was awesome. That was fun to see vintage Kawhi going off.
De'Aaron Fox hit an incredible 3 to win a game.
Yeah. So, I think you're giving these guys something to play for, which is good. I think that for me, it's just still not the biggest story in the NBA. That's my problem. The tanking situation and that conversation to me is still a bigger story. I think that we didn't get to it because it all came out Friday, but the Jazz and the tanking thing and the fines and like this whole sentiment around tanking to me is what's dominating the league. I think that people have a lot of questions around Adam Silver, Commissioner Ears, and what he's going to do about tanking and how he's going to solve.
I would agree.
And I think that it was, to your point, I do think it was a nice thing that the NBA All-Star weekend and game got good viewership. That certainly helps things, without a doubt. And yes, the warm-up uniform was really nice in the All-Star game. I thought they did a much better job this year than they did in past years. But I have to say that the tanking conversation is one we have to have. One, the first point is, if you are team Ryan Smith and you agree with this sentiment here, you and I are not on the same page. The idea that Ryan Smith wants to hide behind, well, we won the game in Miami, why are we getting fined? If that's really the best you have, Ryan, you need to be better, right? Because you got fined because of your behavior leading up to that point. You got fined because you were egregiously tanking. The conversation isn't about the rest of the league. The conversation is about the fact that you're the poster child for tanking in the NBA right now.
Correct.
Secondly, let me criticize Commissioner Ears for a moment. Why are you finding them after they won a game? Why would you give them that cop-out? You had so many opportunities to find them before, and now you caught wind of the Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr. sit-down job, and now you want to find them. So that's my problem with the commissioner. And then number 3, this idea that, Adam Silver wants to come up with another tournament to add to the NBA schedule as if we don't have enough tournaments under his watch to solve tanking is a little tired, but I have to say it is probably the best solution. Putting together all the worst teams in the league to compete for the top of the bottom shelf in the league is perfect. Hey, all the crappy teams get together, compete for the number 1 pick. I like that. I like it more than I like the NBA draft lottery. So we had so many people come in here who was pissed about what I said about the Jazz, because I believe they earned that fine. I think that the Jazz,
I think it was completely justified.
Yeah, like they had intention, they wanted to, they tried to, and then they are hiding behind the guys that they won the game instead of just saying, yeah, let it deal with it. That's what bothers me about it.
Yeah, I think that Ryan Smith just continues to show you he has no backbone. He has no, in my opinion, credibility or ethics. Ryan Smith is out for Ryan Smith. And the idea that you went out and traded for Jaren Jackson Jr. and then sat him in a fourth quarter along with 2 other stars so that you could try and lose that game, it's baffling to me. And then that you would be tweeting about it after you got fined is baffling to me. You got fined because you slapped the league in the face and said, what are you going to do about it? That's why you got fined. It doesn't matter if you won the game. You pulled certainly your 2 best players out of that game to try and lose the game.
Yes.
And if you didn't do that, your coach should be fired. Because why did he sit? Well, we weren't trying to lose that game. Why did he sit his 2 best players then? Oh, because you were trying to lose that game. That's why he said his 2 best players. Come on.
And And you know, the victimhood of the fan base of the Utah Jazz is hilarious to me. Like, everyone wants to talk about last year. Everyone wants to talk about the other teams. Everyone wants to talk about anybody else but yourself. Sorry, dude. Let me break your balls on this. We're not talking about anybody else. We're talking about you, because you're tanking, because you can't develop talent in your organization. You don't know how to draft well. You've missed time and time again, and nobody wants to come and play for you because you're always tanking.
And
Like,
I
it's
still
not
think
hard
you
to
have.
understand.
I still think you have the wrong head coach in place. You're going to wind up firing Will Hardy before you win again, right? That's just the way these things work. So it's really unfortunate. And I think the hard part is that you've let so many other teams tank. And now you're finding the Jazz, and Jazz fans are like, well, everybody tanks. Well, yeah, but they don't do it flagrantly, like sitting your two best players in the fourth quarter of a road game where you were winning.
Yeah. And I would also add, just to get some agreement with Jazz fans, why are you defending your organization on the tanking thing when tanking hasn't worked for you, man? You tanked
At all.
and then you said, hey, like, the league is coming after us in the draft lottery. We should have got Coop, but no, they tinfoil hatted that thing. They frozen envelope that thing and gave Cooper Flag to the Dallas Mavericks, not us. So you're still employing the strategy that's not working for you.
But Jake,
Like,
the
come
Mavs
on.
traded Luka to the Lakers.
I mean, yeah. Oh, the league needed a star. This league is still about LeBron. The Lakers needed Luka so LeBron could go back to Cleveland so that the league could be right again. Okay, great. So if that's the case, why are you still tanking? Why are you still tanking? Here, let me do you one further. If Jaren Jackson Jr. needed knee surgery and you knew about that before the trade, why the hell did the guy see the floor this season? Are you not irresponsible for playing him? Do you not take player safety seriously?
And then the Jaren Jackson Jr. knee surgery, it's just out of nowhere. Like, it's just, the whole thing smacks. If you knew he had a knee situation, why not just sit him out for the rest of the year before you pulled him out for the fourth quarter?
Now,
like, you just made so many mistakes.
Now, I can get down with this sentiment here. And the conversation about the commissioner, I think, is different than the conversation around tanking. Brandon Butler's saying, and I'm not saying the Jazz didn't do anything wrong. I'm just tired of the hypocrisy of the alien Chrome Dome and OKC pressuring another team for tanking. Okay, let's talk about this point too, because I think it's a fair one. OKC has tanked for years, right? Let me get this right. You stripped a city in Seattle of the Sonics. You went ahead and moved that organization to OKC, only to watch them tank for years, only to have them be the best team in the league. And now you decided to find the Jazz?
Right, but I also think the other part of
like,
this
is not good business ops, dude.
Do I say this or do I not say this? Because this will probably just light the world on fire. There is a belief in the NBA world that the gambling companies are pressuring Adam Silver to do something about tanking.
Mm-hmm.
Because their daily fantasy takes a beating over it.
Yeah, it's terrible loss after terrible loss when the Jazz are up 17 and then lose the game.
The player props because player props make gambling companies so much money. Like, I mean, it is an obscene amount of money. And when Jaren Jackson Jr. and Lauri Markkanen don't play,
yeah,
it's bad for business.
Monty, it's Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen.
It's Lauri Markkanen. It's Lauri Markkanen, I'm aware. My point is, I think it's bad for business. TV viewership, ticket sales, gambling, sponsorships. You've got to have your best players on the floor as much as possible. And it's why the NBA is hoping LeBron comes back for another year, which Dave McMenamin's reporting the Lakers would like LeBron back next year. Please, God, don't let him come back to the Lakers.
There's no way, dude. And I like Dave a lot. I'm not even saying he's wrong. But go to Cleveland, end your career there, right off into the sunset.
I'm at the range yesterday, and I have on a Laker hat. And 3 people walking up being like, dude, is LeBron coming back next year?
Yes.
And I'm in Seattle, which isn't an NBA market. And people are asking me about LeBron coming back next year because I'm wearing a Laker hat. Like, I'm telling you, people care. You can say LeBron's a zero, people care. Teams have been tanking since 85. The Knicks tanked to get Ewing. The Spurs tanked multiple times to get Duncan and Robinson. I don't even disagree with that.
Yes, I agree. Tanking is a part of the league. Adam Silver doesn't disagree. Openly admitted that at his press conference that we can't play because it's copyrighted to the end of time. But the guy straight up admitted tanking has been a part of the league. Straight up admitted that it needs to be dealt with. And I guess, again, it's to me in my head, it's two different conversations. The Jazz thing is its own unique conversation to the league-wide tanking problem. And Adam Silver, alien chrome dome, commissioner ears, weird guy running this league is not good. Like, he needs to do something about this in order for him to stay the commissioner, in my opinion. He needs a win on the tanking front, or else it's time to move him along. And I just, the tournament thing can work. It can work, but I'm just curious how you roll that out. Because if you roll that out, there's a clear signal sent that, yeah, we had a big problem in the NBA. Like, we had a problem with teams intentionally losing, and we're trying to deal with that.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how that would be received.
All right. Make sure that you get your love of creatine and essential amino acids at buckedup.com. I tell you every day on the show, I drink 10 milligrams of creatine and 1 scoop of essential amino acids every morning on the show. I drink 20 ounces of water. I always tell you, I try to drink 40 ounces of water before I eat anything every day. And Bucked Up creatine, Bucked Up essential amino acids make a huge difference. Make sure you use the promo code Monty to get 20% off at checkout at buckedup.com. Save 20% at buckedup.com when you use the promo code Monty. Is Michigan trying to wreck the Big Ten? This is a story that won't go away. And over the weekend, Dan Wetzel had a story about how Michigan and Penn State and leaving the Big Ten. And listen, we've talked about this on the show many times. Michigan and many others in the Big Ten are really unhappy. And I'm very curious what you guys think about this story, because I'm going to tell you point blank, I've talked to a lot of people. The Big Ten is in disarray right now, and I think it's a huge story that nobody wants to talk about. This conference got their $1 billion TV deal, and I think it has done nothing but divide the conference, because that TV money is great. But how is that TV deal help the Big Ten when it comes to moving the conference forward? Now, obviously, the Big Ten is doing fine. They've won now back-to-back national championships. They've got 2 in a row. The Big Ten is doing fine. But you're not making the money that you thought you'd be making on a per-school basis. You are not, in my opinion, as influential as Greg Sankey and the SEC are. And now you have these stories where Michigan allegedly is spearheading this season of discontent in the Big Ten. And it all stems back to the Jim Harbaugh investigation and this broken relationship between Michigan and Tony Petitti, and the frustration that Michigan has allegedly with how the Big Ten handled sharing information with the NCAA over the Connor Stallion scandal. Do I believe that Michigan is trying to leave the Big Ten? Not even for a second. Not even for a second. Do I believe that Michigan is sowing seeds of discontent to try and get Tony Petitti out? Yeah, Jake, I absolutely believe that.
Yeah, I mean, the Tony Petitti era has been filled with just turmoil. That's that, and we've talked about this before. It's not new. You look at everything from the scandals with Michigan to just getting, the distribution correct on money to the CFP bracket and how in that conversation and what they want, what they don't want, and what they're willing to acquiesce on and what they're not. Like, it's just not been great. And I think that the Big Ten got so accustomed to things running well under Kevin Warren that they're not they're trying to figure out what to do with Tony Petitti, because Tony Petitti just isn't the guy that Kevin Warren was. Kevin Warren is pretty much a savage as an operator. The guy knows how to do business. I think that's why you're seeing him fight so hard on the Bears building situation and what he's trying to get done there. And you just don't see like this, again, this competency that we like to talk about on the show, whether it's the Pac-12, the Jazz, Adam Silver, like the Big 12, like any of this stuff. Like there is a certain level of competency that needs to be had to run a business successfully. And most people don't have it, yet somehow they're the ones tasked with running it. And the Big Ten, my big take on the Big Ten is that your life isn't that difficult, dude. You've got a great distribution deal. You're getting paid a ton of money. And all you got to do is figure out how to keep winning football games and keep your members happy. It's not that difficult, bro. It is. I'm not asking you to do more with less. In fact, I'm asking you to do more with more, the exact opposite. So I guess I just feel like, the Penn State scandals under his reign, like the issues, like figure it out, Tony, like get it together.
But I think you look at the Michigan situation, and the rumors have been and continue to be that Michigan threatened to leave the Big Ten if Jim Harbaugh was suspended. Now, of course, if you go back in time, Jim Harbaugh was sort of suspended, right? He was suspended from coaching the team on game day. He wasn't really suspended. And I think that shows you Michigan has pull in this league. There's no question about that. If the Big Ten is going to thrive, they need Michigan to rebuild the football department, and they have taken huge steps with Kyle Whittingham to do that. But I think until Tony Petitti is no longer the commissioner of the Big Ten, I don't think you're going to be able to unify the loudest and most prominent members of this conference. And I do believe it is my opinion that Michigan threatened to leave the Big Ten when the Jim Harbaugh situation was going on. I think it is my opinion that Michigan continues to sow discontentment and sow confrontation. So, this college football playoff proposal argument, I think Michigan continues to stir that pot. And I think the Big Ten's aware they need a 2014 playoff or they're going to be marginalized in the playoff era. Because I think if you are the Big Ten, you have to have Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan relevant every single year in football. And for the last several years, that's not been the case. Michigan cheated their way to a championship that nobody recognizes. Penn State has been irrelevant. Now you fire James Franklin, and it took you forever to land Matt Campbell. I think there are a lot of questions around Penn State. I think there's a lot of questions around UCLA. There's a lot of questions around USC. There's a lot of questions around Oregon. Is Dan Lanning actually that guy? The Big Ten has a lot of questions to answer. And the very fact that Indiana has been able to revolutionize their football department and bring it into the modern era and win a national championship the way they did, I think this conference is in a very important space and time. And I do believe that Michigan is sowing the seeds of discontent. That is my opinion.
Yeah, I think that managing top-end talent for a commissioner is one of the most important parts of the job. And Michigan certainly would be considered a top-end talent, right? One of your top brands, obviously. But it needs to be said that Tony Petitti continues to operate from a position of weakness mentally. Because if you're allowing Michigan to dictate to you what the suspension for Jim Harbaugh should be, it tells me everything I need to know about you as a commissioner. Like with all due respect to Michigan, dude, the Big Ten, while they wouldn't be better off, they would be fine financially without Michigan. Like they could survive. Is that ideal? No, of course not.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, disagree with me if you want to. The Big Ten's making plenty of money. Indiana just won a national championship. Curt Cignetti has already showed you he can do that.
You don't replace Michigan. You don't replace the history and tradition of that program.
But then we
and
don't
the
get to have
brand
it
power.
both ways. We don't get to have it both ways. If you can't replace Michigan, then you can't replace all the drama that they brought to your conference and all the negative.
No, I think you have to replace Tony Petitti. I think Michigan is a damaged brand. There is no doubt about that. And I think they've done, outside of not firing Jabba the Manual, as soon as Butter Knives exploded, you got rid of him and you went and hired the single best candidate for the job in Kyle Whittingham. He was very clearly the single best candidate for this job. And I'll continue to say the biggest issue with the Big Ten is I think you have gone too big and you have a lack of leadership to command the numbers that you have. And if you are the Big Ten, you need a Brett Yormark style leader. You need a Greg Sankey style leader. And what you really need is the Super League to happen so that football, because until football, college football has its own entity where they are outside the NCAA and they are governed by their own rules and supported by the United States government, this stuff's going to continue to happen. So until you have that structure in place, Tony Petitti's not the right guy to lead this league, in my opinion. I think he is very weak. I think he caved to Michigan in certain instances. I think he did not punish Michigan nearly enough to keep the rest of the conference happy. I just don't see how this all plays out well, because when you have the numbers that the Big Ten has, you're very rarely going to have a consensus. You're not going to be able to get all those sheep going in the same direction. That's not
the SEC's advantage, both geographically and from a number standpoint. And I think that it's look, I guess I just feel like the Michigan had more power when the Big Ten was smaller, right? Michigan's got sway, but if you're Michigan right now, look around the conference, dude. It's not the same conference it was 10 years ago. Like with all the criticism that we want to put on Oregon and Washington and these brands that maybe aren't, competing at the level that maybe the Big Ten wants them to, the reality is that Oregon is a CFP team. Indiana is a CFP team. Ohio State, Penn State. Like there's 4 teams right there that don't include Michigan for the Big Ten, which is more than most conferences have already. So I want to be careful with us saying that somehow the Big Ten would really struggle. Would it hurt them? Yes, of course. It's Michigan. You want to keep Michigan. You want to retain Michigan. There's heritage there. There's brand value there. Yes, obviously. But I think that the Big Ten, and this is Petitti's issue, the Big Ten has the luxury of having a huge media rights deal, but also having massive membership. The Nebraskas of the world, I don't care where they want to go. The Big 12 is where they should be. It makes sense geographically. It makes sense for the size of their athletic department. That's where they should be.
Man, you have, what do they have? 18 teams. It's just, I mean, I agree. It's the advantage. The SEC's at 16 and they're much more able to handle that. I also think the drag on expansion, because I don't think adding those Pac-12 members has worked out well. I think largely Washington and UCLA have been invisible.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA is just so financially strapped. Oregon's been a massive disappointment in the playoff, and USC's been not a factor. I mean, pretty much in any sport. And I think this conference really needs USC and Oregon to step up athletically. And sure, football's really important. It'd be nice if Oregon and USC found basketball programs. It'd be nice if for year in and year out, Washington basketball became something. Jed Fish needs to win and win now. This dysfunction with Damon Williams cannot tank next season. They need to figure that out right now. And I think it's awfully difficult. And I think the other thing that's really, really difficult is Michigan has nowhere else to go. Michigan is not going to the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC. Where are they going to go?
Independence, like they threatened before.
Oh, come on.
Well, but we've heard them say that before. That's what I know it's ridiculous, but that's what they've said.
Yeah.
That's what they've said.
I think that's wholly impossible. Delaric, Michigan is not trying to. They are just so incompetent that they do it naturally. If Ward Manuel remains their athletic director at kickoff of this coming football season, that would be a stunning, stunning victory. Michigan needs to worry about getting Ward out first. I would agree with that. TJ Beck, he's a pilot. Honest question, is Michigan playing stompy foot for their own benefit? If we can't beat everyone, we need to cheat or change things. Well, I think Michigan wants a free pass into the college football playoff every year. And I don't know that you're going to get that. I really don't. The Big Ten commissioner spot opens. Would Yormack take it?
Yes.
Well, I don't. Bart Yormack, I don't know if he's qualified. He believes he's a longshoreman from the Brett Yormark. I don't know. Would the Big Ten hire the Big 12 commissioner?
Yeah.
Maybe. Lamont Tucker. Hey, Lamont, how are you? The Big Ten needs to reduce membership. Well, how do you do that? You just expanded and you just started a new grant of rights and a TV deal. That's rough. The teams the Big Ten has added have been trash except for Oregon, and Oregon can't win a playoff game. I mean, it's been brutal.
Well, they won 2 this year, lesser competition, but
Yeah,
it's making the conference money, bro. You can't just skip that. As much as you don't, you're not a fan of Dan and what's going on. They won 2 CFP games. They get paid. Like, that's a positive for the conference.
Yeah. But then you won in Indiana and you get absolutely curb stomped.
The Big Ten doesn't care about because Indiana won the national championship. It works out for them. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean,
for the Big Ten.
Yeah. Beating Texas Tech, I guess, is fine. I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Michigan could go independent and would get a TV deal like Notre Dame. You think they would? That'd be interesting. That's how big the brand is, so they have leverage. I don't think they have leverage, but that's just me. I don't believe they have leverage. That's my opinion. Is they don't have.
I just feel like Tony just operates from a position of weakness, and some people are that way. They want to be nice. They want to say, oh yeah, Michigan didn't know this or that, or Michigan this, Michigan. Like, dude, no. It's, again, take your emotion out of it. It's very simple. Did they or didn't they? Like, this is not rocket science, bro. Did Bryce Underwood put out a video of them smoking weed in the locker room, or didn't they? Yeah, they did. They did.
But
and
Jake,
what's being done about it? Yeah, who cares, dude? Maybe he should apologize for his awful throwing mechanics and his inability to be developed by the past staff, because some of that's on him too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Bryce should be focused on. So
yeah, we'll see. I mean,
but I guess I get a little tired of this concept that we're on one hand saying that the Big Ten has huge membership, right? Like, it's the biggest conference in college football. But then on the other hand, saying that Michigan has all this leverage. Michigan doesn't have all this leverage. Michigan is a stick in the mud right now because they've had a bad experience the last 5 years. And Jim absolutely owned them and took advantage of them and took them to the woodshed. So yeah, I would agree that if Michigan, you'll know Michigan's back if Ward gets fired. If they fire Ward Manuel for cause, then I'll say Michigan is back. Getting Kyle was a really good move, but Kyle can only do so much without an athletic director.
Without Jabba stepping in the way.
Yeah, like Jabba is just such a problem for that athletic department that they need to move on from him. And for the record, FTR, I do want to say that I hope Michigan figures it out. College football is better when Michigan's running a clean program and they're as good as Ohio State. It's a good rivalry that we just don't have in college football right now.
I don't know that Michigan's ever been, for over a decade, Michigan hasn't been on Ohio State's level. So I just don't know how we say that. Brandon Butler, who's been a member for 37 months. I don't know why I'm not being notified. We use a software called StreamYards, and it used to tell me that we had a new paid or member comment. And I just happened to look up there, and it was at 4. So this was Silver puffing his chest out. He's taking action. That was a dog and pony show. He didn't find the Raptors last year for sitting Barnes. Yeah, I think the Jazz were so flagrant.
Yeah.
They were so flagrant in it.
You earned
That's why he
the
got
fine, dude.
Yeah. Guys. Thoughts on Sac State to the MAC? We started the show with it.
Got to get here at the right time, brother.
We did that already. Delaric, the only place I would be fine with Yormack going is to be the new NBA commissioner. I keep hearing that.
I hope so. The NBA would be in such a better place.
Yeah, I keep hearing that big time. Would he be a good NBA commissioner? It wouldn't be a bad commissioner, for sure. It's like living in different universes when it comes to the Big Ten takes on the show. This show Big is on dangerous ground. Everyone else around the country, even the SEC folks, say it's currently the best.
Yeah, that's just not true.
That's not true.
Like, nobody is saying the Big Ten is the best conference in the country except for Joel Klatt.
Look at the distribution. The SEC distributed $72 million last year.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure where you're getting that information, dude, but nobody outside of Big Ten fanboy is saying that the Big Ten's the best conference. The Big Ten has serious issues.
Mainly that they don't seem to like each other.
They don't like each other. Their commissioner is a bit incompetent. They want a free pass into the CFP. I mean, where does the list end, dude? I mean, again, last week Nebraska was the problem child. Like, at some point, the conference is going to have to turn the corner and actually embrace competition.
Yep. Brandon Butler said, Bryce seems to get the Caleb Eberflus OC situation. Good Lord. Well, not anymore, because Jason Beck's a stud. So we'll see. This is a big year for Bryce. Steely says Michigan hasn't been on Ohio State's level since the 90s. Totally agree. Totally and 100% agree. No question about it.
Yeah.
Yes, they haven't. Yeah. All right. Before we get out of here real quick, I want to play this Tom Brady bite because I hate Logan Paul. I hope we do. Logan Paul says he is the most elite athlete in the world, and he's happy to tell Tom Brady that. Dude, I love that. This is why I'm a Tom Brady fan. I'd hit that in a second. Like, I'm telling you now, Logan Paul's a fraud. He like talking about how, I can do a backflip off the top rope. It's scripted. Oh, boxing, scripted. In my opinion, those fights were scripted. This is fast twitch elite athletes. You think you're a better athlete than Saquon Barkley? That is mind-blowing to me.
Keep dreaming, brother.
And the fact that Tom Brady is calling him out on this, I love it. I love every second of it.
Well, he's just so cold with it too. He's like, you're not the level, dude. You're a good athlete, but you're not the level. And the problem is everyone agrees with that. Again, like the Paul brothers, I'm just, you had your time and we're past it now. I don't watch wrestling. I'm not a wrestling guy. You know, you have a guy who's won 7 Super Bowls sitting there telling you you're not that guy, pal. I'm going to go with that guy, not the wrestler guy.
But Jake, I was all state in high school. I could throw a football over the mountains, Mom.
Erroneous on both counts.
Like, who cares, Logan? Like, you're a wrestler. And then, like, just for perspective on this, like, it came out that Floyd Mayweather is fighting Mike Tyson in the Congo over the summer, I believe it is, or something like that, in the next like 100 days or whatever.
Who cares?
And I just want to say, like, dude, all these fights where they're just trying to make money, I respect the fact that you're trying to make some money. I get that. I respect that. But let's not market it as like a legit fight or anything. Not that they are. It's an exhibition. They're not saying that. But I just feel like the Paul brothers and a lot of these guys are like, oh, these fights are legitimate, except no, they're not. Now we know that Mike Tyson took a dive for you in that fight, Jake Paul. Like, we know he probably would have dropped you if he was actually fighting. And that's my problem. And it's just it's more of the tanking nonsense. It's more of the rig the process nonsense. And I'm just over it. Like, when did we, like, again, the Big Ten, when did we start running from competition? When did we stop embracing that, dude, like, if we do things the right way, we're going to win a ball game? When did we start skipping that? Because I feel like that's all this is. Like, Logan Paul, you just wanted a viral clip with Tom Brady, so you're out here spitting nonsense. I don't think dude actually believes he's the best athlete out there. He's just saying that. He just wants to be viral. So
I think he believes it. I think he 100% believes it. I don't think there's any question he believes it. You really think Logan Paul doesn't believe he's the best?
It's all posturing. It's all acting, in my opinion. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Jay says not all boxing is scripted. Jake Paul's fights, yes. All boxing, no. I don't.
Boxing hasn't been the same since Floyd was in his prime, in my opinion. When you had the big Vegas fight with Floyd and whoever was a big deal in combat sports for a long time. But that's just not the case anymore. I can't even tell you, what am I looking for? Another tired Canelo fight? Like, am I looking? What am I? Is Tyson Fury gonna fight? Another 50-year-old? Like, I'm not here for it, dude. Like, I like even this Conor thing. Like, dude, I loved Conor McGregor. Prime Conor McGregor was one of my favorite time in sports, dude. Love the guy. But I wasn't there for the UFC. I was there for Conor. And since he's been gone and since he got his money and did the drugs and did the roids and now he's come back down off of that, like
now he's an actor, UFC. Jay. He's an actor.
Yeah, now he's gonna fight at the White House, and it's like, dude, I like you're just not. I don't need it, man. And just to pile on because I feel like it. I really don't need Stephen A. Smith putting out presidential clips either.
Here we
dude.
go.
I don't. I'm not here for it, dude. That guy can. Again, here, let me roll out the asshole take. Go stick to sports, Monty. Stephen A., just do the show, man. Can you not? Like, do you have to delve into politics?
But do we have to hear Stephen A. Smith saying he's going to run for the Democratic nomination? Why would we even?
And what happened to being a Republican, Stephen A.? You were a Republican at one point. Now you're a Democrat?
And he had his nose so far up a certain somebody's orange ass, and now all of a sudden he's a Democrat. Like, come on.
And your first clip is talking about immigration. That's
what
the best you can do.
Come
on.
This is the issue with being famous in this country. We think being famous equates to we can be president. We can. Does the job of being president not have qualifications anymore?
Nope.
How is Stephen A. Smith at all qualified to make decisions for us? Like, that's what I just don't. I'll never understand it. I will never understand it. They're just. Logan was playing his character, which is an arrogant a-hole.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. It is what it is. It just, yeah. It is what it is. I don't, Joey says Monty 60-mile-an-hour winds in Fort Collins today. Dude, this weather situation is nasty.
Yeah, it's about to get rough.
It is. We are going to get snow allegedly. We are going to get snow in Seattle this week. And
Iraq.
It's supposedly 36 degrees in downtown Seattle right now. And
Afghanistan.
We're looking at snow and rain with a high of 44. Like,
man, that just sounds so enjoyable.
I don't even know what I cannot wait. My life is amazing. I'm not complaining about my life at all. I would love nothing more than warm sunshine for 3 days in a row. Like, I miss warm sunshine. It's wild to me how difficult. Yeah. It's wild to me. All right. The Monty Show is always presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365, and it won't cost you a dime at theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. We'll be back tomorrow. Nice 4-day work week for most of us. I'm excited about that.
4 more days to buy Girl Scout cookies,
Bro, I'm not. My wife will kill me. I'm not allowed to spend money. I can't buy shoes, can't buy golf balls, and I certainly cannot buy Girl Scout cookies. I may be divorced if I did any of those 3. All right. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.